room, so just slide on in so we can take care of some housekeeping business first, right? Lots to update you guys on since we last spoke. Let me see. That's not what I want to do. Hey, I see you. Hey, Betty. Hi. I'm so relieved. We definitely going to talk and chop it up. Because if you're a teammate, you know better. Okay? We definitely going to get into it. All right. Becca Burwell, I'm going to remove you from the group because I'm not even playing with you tonight. So I'm going to remove you and block you. Let me see. I'm ready with my snacks. Samantha Yates. Hey, Linda. Hi, everybody. Been waiting for you, Coach. Yeah, we definitely going to address a couple of different things. People are very opportunistic. They go whichever way the wind blows. So we're going to get into that in a second, though. Hi, Makita. Makita, I couldn't take your call earlier because I was troubleshooting my Facebook page. I did, Tracy. She's blocked. Anybody in these comments, you will be blocked and removed. There are several moderators, and my block game is very strong. So you guys come on in, pal on in. There were some people who were in the group, right, that I established for us. And I had the moderators give them a message. They got the email, the same email that you all got. But I wanted to make sure that the people who actually had made it into that group knew that we were actually relocating over here because that group got hijacked. And I'll tell you all about that in a minute. The devil is a liar. He doesn't want to be exposed. I mean, it's nothing can stop you. You're all the way up. Listen, it's so many slimy and grimy people, but we're not even going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. I'm going to do a separate video. People definitely was plotting and praying, but baby, you pray on me, I guarantee you, you praying against yourself. You know who you are. Listen. Thank you all so much for joining. There are a bunch more people who are going to be coming on, but we're going to go ahead and get started because I've already made you all wait long enough, and you all know that when I do my lives, I want to, you got the emails. Thank you for acknowledging that. Let's see. Will we get refunds? I can remove you from the group and then give you a refund right now because a refund for what? You're in the room. And if you're still interested in seeing this, if you're not, let me know and I will have them remove you from the room and then I'll give you a refund, but no problem. All right. Let's see. They was praying to the wrong guy. Listen, keep the money, Coach. Nobody's getting their money back unless you don't want to watch this live. I will have you removed and then, no problem. Listen, let me explain something to you all. For the people who don't know who I am, and this is your first introduction to me, welcome. I asked for a refund. That's so rude because people didn't have it to begin with. They didn't want to have it. They had it, but they didn't want to have it. So, listen, thank you for that, Claudia. Listen, my name is Nandy. That is my legal name for all the people who've been trying to figure out what it is. That's the name that I was given at birth. And on this page that you are on, this was not the original page for this event, right? I had reserved actually 2 spaces because just in case something happened, right? To have a backup space. A number of things happened. There was a lot of chaos, people trying to stop this interview. Y'all don't know what's going on, but y'all, not the regular teammates, but some people, especially the jealous, sneaky, you know who you are. You creating these pages, giving a blow by blow, like, oh, she's late. I could have been dead or in the hospital, anything at all. That wasn't God's plan for my life, but anything could have happened. What actually happened was, had 2 pages and some people got into one of the groups and then both groups got hijacked. I've never had a problem logging into any of my private groups pages or anything since I've been on Facebook, ever. And they were both infiltrated, both of them. tonight as we were supposed to go live. So there was that was happening. And then also, hi Annette, also, you know, the whole people trying to stop the flow. They tried everything and anything to move heaven, hell, and earth to stop this interview from going forward tonight. So you don't know what's happening. Please know. If you don't know, if you know me, you know what you know. But if you don't know me, I'm going to let you know. I am very professional. I'm prompt. I don't like when other people are not prepared to make me not prompt, right? That didn't happen with my guest tonight at all. She was around, she was waiting, and we were dealing with things. There were all kinds of daggers coming from all over the place, like the devil himself reincarnate in these people trying to stop the flow, right? And we were late. We were derailed. We were detained, but we were not derailed, all right? So detained, but not derailed and not denied, right? This interview was going to go on come hell or high water. Know that I wasn't somewhere twiddling my thumbs or out trying to get my hair done or in the house cooking. Nah, please know that people hijacked the 2 pages, the 2 groups, the private groups that you all were supposed to be in. And they were doing, I mean, like multiple phone calls, multiple from people all over, never heard of, trying to stop this train. But that's not, you know, that's not how I get down. So, you all, we're going to continue on with our show. I just wanted to explain that to you all. I wanted to apologize. You all know I like to be prompt. Once I start something, you know, whatever it may be, the interview with Veronica or, you know, other scheduled things, I definitely am prompt for that. But circumstances happen beyond any of my control or anyone else's control. And I just wanted to go on the record and let all the haters and, you know, miserable people that, you know, any way the wind blow, they got them lips moving. I just wanted to let my people who were supporting this movement to bring this amazing queen on and hear her amazing story. You know, I just wanted to let you all know that, you know, I was working, trust me, feverishly to get this done and to, you know, have it make sense. And so the only thing that made sense was to open up the page to, you know, on the regular page, because you all have access to this. So this is the only thing that made sense. You know, there were plenty enough donations to go around. So it's not like, oh, well, they paid. Why did I have to pay? You paid because you're getting a service that you wanted to enjoy. And other people who didn't have it, like there were so many sponsors. So so it balances out, right? They're covered, you know, and paid as well. So again, I definitely do apologize. That is not my style. And we are going to move on past this hiccup. And we're going to have an amazing show, a great show. And all those mouths that was running about, she ain't part of this group, go over there, we ain't affiliated. Yeah, you're going to eat those words and more. All right. Because, yeah, you're funny. Let's see. You're welcome. Absolutely. So without further ado, we've been waiting for a long, long time to get some type of validation about a lot of the things that we've been hearing over the last 6 or 7 months. So Carmen met Tae in June. And, you know, we've heard so many different things about this next, you know, our honored guest who's on today that we, you know, I'm super excited to be sitting down and talking with her to get a really, really good understanding of who she is, you know, where she comes from, what makes her tick. You know, we're not just here to talk about or kick someone's back in. Like, that's not what I mean, we're going to get into some things, but, you know, there's so much more to people than mess, you know, and that's really what we promote on this page over here. And so super excited to talk to her. I know she's super excited to talk to you all, and I know y'all are super excited to hear from her. So thank you for that, Zaris. Without further ado, I am going to bring on, she likes to be called Miss Felice. Oh, I just put respect on it, right? I don't call anyone who's old enough to be my parent by their first name, right? So I'll call them Auntie or Mr. or Miss. So without further ado, I am going to bring on Miss Felice McInnes.
Okay.
Hi,
Hey,
Miss
everybody.
Felice.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear that. You look amazing
Well, thank you. I'm trying to hang out with y'all.
with the young people.
You got that right.
Listen, so tell me what you like to be called, right? I call you auntie. What do you want the people to know you as?
They can know me as Felice, but I love Auntie from those. I'm cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, whatever. It's like whatever makes us feel good. As long as we can speak, hey, that's all right.
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate that because just talking to you and vibing with you, I definitely feel like you're one of my aunties, definitely. So I'm gonna call you Auntie Felice. What are you doing? What you doing
Okay.
over there?
I'm doing all right. I'm just chilling, waiting to have an opportunity to talk with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I know you're super busy and I know all kinds of things were going on and but this train could not be stopped. So thank you so much for your patience and everything throughout this waiting period. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, doing the technical part, I was starting to wonder that maybe you decided, that you didn't want to go forward with it because I'm sure you've gotten, folks on your end of it saying, "Oh no, it's terrible. You shouldn't do this," et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So,
Yeah.
um, it's so that's what I was thinking. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, because I'm ready.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know.
No, you totally were ready. I mean, you had some things on people were trying to stop it. You know. Um,
Mm-hmm. This is
but
true.
but absolutely not. I think that just from the little bit that I know of you, we are very, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
We're both from New York. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry I stole your thunder on letting them know that. But no amount of talking, calling my phone, blowing up my private groups is gonna stop this chat. So Miss Felice, where are you from? Like, we want to know who you are. What makes you tick? Where are you from originally?
Well, I'm Southern born, like a lot of people, and during the migration to the north, my many families came north. So some of my family came north, not a lot, but a lot did. And so my real beginnings are in New York. That's what I remember most.
Right.
And my first experience of having pizza was
Mhm.
amazing because I love melted cheese. So to see a pizza, I was like, this is heaven, right? Because
Right.
now I can just have melted cheese. I don't have to have it on noodles or nothing, no eggs, none of that. I
Yeah.
can just have melted cheese, and it was great. You know.
Right.
Um, and I lived in the Bronx, which was rough.
Okay. All right. You and Cardi B. I can see it.
Well, I don't know the Cardi. There's two boroughs I didn't live in, and that's Brooklyn, which I absolutely loved,
Yep.
and Staten Island, which who cares about that anyway, right?
Right. Staten Island's like Jersey. It's right there. Right.
Staten Island, like if you want to go on a cheap getaway, get
Yeah.
on the ferry, go to Staten Island, walk around, go downtown, buy some ice cream, hamburger, whatever. Get
Yep.
back on the ferry, go back to New York. Hey, you out of town for a day, right?
Yeah, it's a nice field trip. I
Mhm.
can say definitely say that. How so how old were you when your family moved to New York?
Um, I was I was about maybe 8, something like that.
8. Okay, so you're a New
Mhm.
Yorker. I was just trying to
Yep.
see how
Mhm.
much of a New Yorker you are.
Yep. I am really a New Yorker.
People be like, "Oh, I'm from White Plains. I'm from New York." I'm like, "Nah, you're not from New York. You have to be from like
Right, right, right. No, that's not the same thing.
people.
Mm-mm.
Everybody wants to claim New York. Like I'm New
They
York. I'm
want to
from New
claim
York.
New York City. You're right. You're right. They really do.
Right.
No, no, no. Even Staten Island doesn't equal into it because you're too
At
far
all.
away.
At
No.
all. At all.
Mm-mm.
I dated this guy once. He lived in Long Island, And let me
Oh,
tell you, that was a hike. It was like a long distance relationship.
you got that right. It might have been another. It might as well have been another state. Jersey
I'm
was
trying
close
to
to
tell
me.
you. I was like, man, this is an expensive relationship. All this gas, like Long Island is far. He lived in Freeport. So you know,
Oh,
yeah,
oh yeah, it was a
Freeport
lot
out
to
there.
get to it.
Yeah,
Was the
Freeport.
real estate worth it?
No.
Oh,
No, it really wasn't worth it in the end. I mean, he was a nice guy, but no, we just weren't compatible for a number of different
I
reasons.
hear you. Well, the only way you're gonna find out is to go through it,
Yes.
and you
Yeah.
went through it. You traveled for it.
You ain't lying. I'm telling you, I
Yeah,
had a packed
you're the
lunch.
one. Look, I dated somebody who lived out past Coney Island.
Right. Yeah, that's
That's
far.
what you got that right. Gee.
Coney Island's a good time though. Did you spend a lot of time in Coney Island growing up?
Oh yeah, everybody did that was dating that had to be home by a certain time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Coney Island was the thing, though. It was really nice.
Yeah, for sure. The Nathan famous Franks on the boardwalk.
Yep, those taste different than the ones in the store.
Really? How
Y'all,
so?
different
Better or
taste
worse?
altogether. Yeah, the hot dog itself doesn't have that snap.
Ah, and the store on the
Mhm.
boardwalk.
The boardwalk they had snap to them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and they would roast them,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
then all these other places would have them boiled. Like the hot dog vendors in New
Yep.
York and stuff. They had the soubrette, or they'd
Yep.
have Nathan's.
Yep.
No,
Uh-huh. Or sometimes
that's
they,
the same difference. Hmm?
yeah, same difference. Same difference, you said?
Yeah, yeah. If you boil it, it takes away the snap from it, and the snap is part of the secret.
Really? I didn't know that. See, I'm
Oh
learning
yeah,
something new every day. I'm
oh,
trying to get schooled, during this conversation. So, I have to remember that. Best hot dogs too. Best is like an up north hot dog brand. Like I've not seen any down here, in
I've
Georgia.
never
So
even heard of it. I never even heard of that.
best hot dogs.
Never
Really?
heard of it. Nope.
So y'all got here when you were 8 years old, and you went to high school. Where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school on the east side of Manhattan.
Okay.
Mm,
So
yeah,
I
and
and
I
they,
focused. I focused on. I focused on art. That was my
right.
thing. So my last year of high school, I only had I could have graduated early, but I
Mm-hmm.
decided to work and save me some money and stuff. And so I only had a half a semester left to do, and I spent most of it in the art department.
In high school.
Yeah.
I don't even know that they even have like shop and home ec and all that stuff in schools anymore. Like I think they took that out of schools.
Oh, I
Yeah.
I wanted to do shop, to be honest, because I had a vision of building things
Right.
like houses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I already knew how to sew. My mother's second sister
Mm-hmm.
taught me how to sew when I was 7.
Wow.
And so I already knew how to sew and all of that, but I wanted to take wood shop, and they
Right.
wouldn't let girls take wood shop. So that I thought that sucked.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so much has changed since that time period. Of course, I'm preaching to the choir. You know better than I do because I wasn't even there.
Yeah,
But
now we got the boyfriend agents and stuff.
say it again, Auntie. You said what?
What's happening now is there are people all of a suddenly calling me. I've got
Yeah,
numbers and all this.
I know.
Here
I
it
know.
comes
They're trying to
again.
stop the train.
Uh,
That's what was
I,
happening to me for the last hour too.
well,
So
let me put out an announcement. Private people, you need to chill out.
okay,
Oh,
let
here
them
they
know.
go again. No,
Let them know,
look,
Auntie. But
I'm
you
not.
know what?
It's not going to change anything. It's not
Yeah,
going to stop me from talking,
I
and
mean,
that's it. Now you
that's
can.
it.
And you know what? I'm just going to leave it up there because it's not stopping us from talking. Is
Right,
it?
exactly. You
Oh, wait a minute.
you wanna put it on Do
It's
Not Disturb?
disconnected.
If you put it on, Auntie,
Um,
if you put it on Do Not Disturb, what do you have, an iPhone or Android?
how do I do that?
You have an iPhone or Android?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. No, I don't have an iPhone.
You have an Android. Okay, perfect. So
Don't
on
worry
your
about it. Don't worry
Android,
about it. If I got to keep doing it, that's what we'll do. And
no,
nothing's
but
going to
that's what they want.
silence me. I'm not easily scared. And
You're
this
not
is going
scared.
on. They're trying all this stupid stuff.
I know. These people have no idea what we've been dealing with in the background for the last hour. People just want to snap and rush, but it's
I
been a lot
mean,
going on.
it's ridiculous stuff. Whatever it
Yeah,
is, I'm beyond this.
yeah. You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to show you how to put your phone on Do Not Disturb because they're miserable and they're at home and they want to stop you from saying whatever it is that you want to say. I mean, we just vibing right now. So you can put you can some April Brown said your calls being interrupted is pure guilt. Let me tell
I
Auntie,
know.
let me show you something right quick since you my auntie now. I
All
will
right.
put you on to how to do the Do Not Disturb. So if you take your phone, I know it'll put you out of focus for a minute, but take your phone and swipe down from the
Mhm.
top. Just swipe
Oh,
down.
wait a minute.
You see it?
Hold on a minute. Ah, this phone protector thing on it.
Keeps you from swiping down.
The protector thing won't allow me to do it. Look, phone. Hey, but let's
Tina,
continue to talk through the
yeah,
interruption because it goes to
absolutely.
show the maturity level of certain people.
Absolutely. I mean, I've never seen anything like it this last hour or two. It's been absolutely
It's not
atrocious.
going to stop anything.
Yeah,
It might break some, okay,
that's
but
okay.
I
Well,
don't have to go to bed anytime soon.
I
See,
mean, listen, this crew that we're on with right now, this is my nighttime crew. You've seen my shows. We're up late at night. So Melissa
right?
said, wow, they're trying very hard. I mean, it's just exposing their character and the kind of crooks and scallywags they are.
And they're making themselves silly. Well, just let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and talk.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, that's okay because we
but
definitely,
this could also be done for ratings as well.
yeah, yeah. Well, I
So
mean,
that's probably what's going on is, well, we'll do it for ratings. And, there's a certain mindset that's playing into the ignorance.
right.
And you and I are not on that level. So we don't have
No,
to even, I'll just keep pressing it. It won't matter. They got to keep
listen,
dialing.
no, I don't listen, Auntie. Listen, look. I don't want you to keep pressing it because that's what they want you to do. I want you to take your phone down, right?
All
We
right.
family here. They know what's going on. They know these two are crooks. They know, so they can be able to take your phone down. Now
Oh, I see it.
take
I
your
see it.
finger,
I
your
see it.
pointer finger, and swipe down from the top,
Okay.
and you'll
All
see
right.
some
Now,
options
what am I
come up.
looking for? Sound, Bluetooth.
It should say "Do not disturb." Swipe down all the way.
All the way. I'm doing it.
There should be a D and D. Y'all hold on. Let's let Auntie try to, get her technology situation straightened out.
Let me get right. Let's see.
It should say D and
Oh yeah, I
Well,
see
it'll
it.
be.
Okay,
You see?
I
Yep.
got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Hit it. No
All
calls
right,
won't even come through.
girl. Y'all
The
done hit me
devil
with
is a
something new.
liar.
I
I know
have
y'all
learned
seen this
something
scary.
new. Wait a
I know
minute. Let
y'all.
me get back to you. All right. Now we're
Take your
back.
time, Auntie. We here.
All
Listen,
right. Now I don't have to
listen.
be doing that foolishness no more.
Um, Let me see. Yes,
I'll just
exactly.
hold the phone in my hand. See?
Yep, you can hold it in your hands. We can wait for you. These people, we've been waiting to hear from you for a long time. And the fact that they have tried to intervene, that's what Do Not Disturb is for.
It's
So
funny.
let's keep chopping it up, Auntie.
All right.
You put your phone back. You comfortable?
No, hold on a minute. I'm trying to get new stuff and stuff. Get this.
I know
Hey,
y'all there with Auntie. They're
right?
saying how pretty you are.
Really? Well, thank you so
Yes,
much.
overwhelmingly so
Shit.
pretty.
Wish I was really cute. Damn. If I was Iman, I'd be on the runway, girl.
I know that's right.
I'd be on it. Like, okay, wait a minute. Y'all just bear with me. I'm getting it.
Don't take your time. We've been waiting on this. Let me
Oh,
look at some of the comments. They know what's up. They know who's behind the group not working and the phone ringing off the hook. I'm gonna let you. I'm not gonna steal your thunder. I'll let you tell them. Later down the line. Some of that if you're comfortable with that and you're okay with that.
okay, let's see.
You
I don't
had
know.
your little setup done.
I guess I gotta go back this way.
There you
All right.
go.
All right.
That's perfect.
All right. Okay.
Are you comfy?
Yeah, I guess I am. This is
You
all
know
new
these.
stuff to me. This is like brand new stuff. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's brand new to you, Auntie? Technology, the phones, internet, what?
The whole thing, because I spend most of my time creating stuff,
Mm,
right? Like that this is my life.
yeah.
Art is my life.
Right.
And if I'm not doing that, I'm catching up with friends that are long-winded like me. know, that could be 4 hours conversation. I'm like,
Easily.
girl, I could have got on a plane and came to visit you. You know, so
Exactly.
knowing that we are not actually in that I'm talking to a lot of people and not just you. This is
Right.
not like a video call with a friend.
Right.
This is a friend that I met through the most unusual way. But
Yes.
I think you're really great and smart, and I just admire you.
Thank you, Auntie. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up.
Well,
I'm trying to be
oh,
like you. They are absolutely very fond of you in the comments. They said you're so beautiful. I mean, it's every comment. You're so beautiful and they're patient with you too. So they know. We all got the aunties who not really up on the tech yet, so we know.
right, right, right. I'll get there eventually, though.
Yeah, you'll
And
get there.
thank you for helping me on that journey.
Absolutely. That's
Mhm.
listen, I wish you were my auntie in real life, man. Let me tell you, we'd be kicking ass and taking names later, boy. I tell
Oh,
you.
you know it. You know it. You know it. I
So
think New
you,
York is one of the greatest places in the world to live.
yes,
Not that I've traveled everywhere,
right,
but by living in New York, you
yes,
really don't have to.
yeah,
Because for every culture and every ethnic group under the sun,
mm-hmm,
you a subway or bus ride away. Not even a car ride.
right.
A subway and a bus ride away from the entire universe. I
That's
love it.
true. So true. What's your favorite part of New York? Little Italy, Chinatown. Like,
All
where'd
of
you
it.
think of?
All of it.
Harlem.
Yeah, I used
Harlem.
to get on the train. Sometimes I'm an ocean person. So I used
Okay.
to get on the train and go all the way out to Long Island to the beach.
Yeah.
And this was before I became a mom and all that stuff.
Right.
My dad used to make weekends great because he would pile us in the car
Mm-hmm.
and we would travel and he would just make any place great. He would take us on these long driving excursions every weekend. So when
Yeah.
I went to school and the kids would talk about what they did for the weekend, they'd ask me, I'm like, well, we went to the beach this week. We went, every week I had somewhere new that I came from.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so that was in me. And then I instilled it in my daughter. So,
Right.
and she instilled it in her son. So
Right.
it was, my father just loved making adventure.
Right.
So
You know
I
what?
grew up being adventurous.
I love it. Grew up being adventurous. I heard someone say one time that the only thing that we have really left when we leave this earth are we leave behind collections of memories with people, right?
You are
Um,
100% right.
yep. The like you said, going to the beach with your uncle, going to Coney Island, and eating those Nathan famous franks and all that stuff. It's all about the memories and the time, the quality time we spend with people. So
Hmm.
seems like you had a really good experience with that as a child. Do you have any
Hmm.
siblings? I don't think I asked you that before.
Yes, I have siblings. My parents divorced, so I have
Hmm.
two sets of siblings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sets.
Hmm.
So 2 from mom and 2 from dad.
Uh, 2 from mom and 4 from dad.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, they
Mm-hmm.
always want to have to outdo us. You already know.
Yeah, wait till men start becoming pregnant. We'll see some changes there.
Could you even imagine? I mean, the nerve
Mm-hmm.
of them when they get sick.
That's all right. It's coming. Hey, evolution changes things.
You're right.
So
Changes things.
the seahorse won't be the only one.
That's true. They change things and they change, changes people too. So
Mm-hmm.
evolution, that is, or at least it should change people. So you have
Right.
2 siblings. Were y'all close? Are y'all the same age? You have
No, no, no.
nieces?
I have one that's older. He passed away. One of my brothers passed away, but I have a collection of sisters
Oh,
at this point and one brother.
okay. A collection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's like
Auntie.
2 and 2 and 1.
2 and 2 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. What was your mom like?
My mom was one of these women who always had this. She would have these interesting sayings,
Okay.
such as, she. My mom was really a revolutionary in her own way.
Uh-huh.
Um, she, had grew up in the South where she had to work for white folks. And
Right.
I remember her recalling a story
Uh-huh.
about an experience of where she used to work for these white folks and they call themselves being rude to her. So she said, I'm going to fix them. She said, boy, she'd make some biscuits. If they knew how much she spit in the biscuits.
Oh my God. Not spitting
It
the
reminded
biscuit.
me of the movie. Remember that movie with Viola Davis?
Yes.
It reminded me of that.
Yes.
I
You
was
mean
like,
you talking about with Whoopi Goldberg in The Color Purple?
no, 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 no.
Okay.
Remember Viola Davis was in this movie? They were maids, her and Octavia Spencer.
Okay.
I forget the name of. They were maids, and
Right.
she had made this shit pie for the lady. And the lady was talking about how good it was and everything. My mother told me about that. It reminded me of that so much. Whoa, oh, that sister was rough. She said, her famous one was, I'd rather suck mud and eat shit before I do such and such and such. Look and go, wow, that's pretty serious.
That's pretty.
That's a serious sister.
I mean, she meant that thing.
Mm-hmm. Now, one memory I have of my mom, and this will ring with you. You know how wide the sidewalks are in Harlem,
Yes,
right? It's
absolutely.
almost like you could put another building in front of the building because there's
Definitely.
so much sidewalk.
Yes.
Well, one day, me and the boyfriend from Coney Island,
Okay.
we were walking down the street, and way in front of us was this woman walking, and she had these huge hips, and she had a little small waist and these huge hips and stuff. And we're walking and seeing the reaction of the men. You know,
Right.
they're
Right.
like, oh, you know how brothers are in Harlem.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, you could get off at 110th Street and walk to 145th Street.
Yep.
And if you don't feel good about yourself along the way, something's wrong with you.
Right.
Then it's time to go to Bellevue or something. Because
Right.
some brothers going to find you attractive.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Now imagine all of these men are having a reaction.
Right.
Some of them are just falling to the ground. Oh, Lord. Damn. All of that, right? Looking at this woman.
Right.
And I get a little closer. I went, oh. And so his name was Gary. So Gary looked at me and says, I said, you see that woman up there? He said, yeah. Look at how these men are acting. I said, I know. That's my mother. He went, what?
What?
Yup, that's my mother.
Wow.
She's walking with her hand out. She used to walk with her hand out like this.
Yeah.
Like she Miss Thing.
Like Prissy.
And she was. She had on polyester plaid pants.
Oh no.
With a leather jacket that fit at the waist.
Wow.
Right. with these big hips and all of this walking down the street.
And they were going
And
crazy.
men were losing their damn mind. Now my mother is my size or
Wow.
smaller than me. Yeah, she was a
Wow.
size 6. She used to be an 18, and she was always battling with weight anyway.
Right.
And we used to laugh because it was like, you eating yogurt is not going to change it, sister.
Listen, don't crush dreams. You know, if I want to believe that yogurt is helping my GI tract and helping me lose weight, let me think that, Auntie. Come on now. Let me have that.
No, you got to do 4 meals a day, girl. I'm going through it. 4 meals a
Auntie.
day and 4 small meals and lots of water.
Right.
It's
Lots of
killing me.
water. You know what? It's funny you say that, Auntie, because I was telling someone someone sent me something in my messenger, and they
Mhm.
were like, wow, like that must be your college ID picture, like on some flyer that I had. And I'm like, no, actually, was my weight like 3 years ago. I was
Mhm.
60 pounds lighter, but because of COVID, you know, it was
Mhm.
so everyone was impacted by it and affected by it. So
Wow.
except obviously you, because baby, you don't maintain that girlish figure. What were you doing during COVID?
Girl, you don't want to know that.
Oh, that's the
I'll put it like this. I was Stella getting her groove back.
what? Let me find
Oh,
out.
yeah, I got my groove back.
Auntie, what kind of men you like? Older men, younger men, white, dark, black, white? What do you like? What kind of men you like?
I'm international.
You international.
I am
Oh,
international, but I might as well go ahead and tell the story because I'm sure the story is going to get out any doggone way.
let's hear it.
I was going through some legal stuff,
Okay.
and I'm not a legal person except when I have to be. Now,
Okay.
when I have to be, I can get in the law books and read you everything and understand it and
Right.
write it out just the way I need to. So I
Right.
was writing a legal brief, and I just come from the courthouse, and I'm on the train, and this man who looked very clean, very fresh, and everything. I said he probably lives downtown, got plenty money,
Right.
but I ain't thinking about him. He just looks clean and all of that.
Right.
So he asked me if I knew something about Project Score, which is a
Okay.
business organization that helps people.
Right.
So I said, yeah, I'm very familiar with it. Then I said, well, do you? So he's telling me about Project Score.
Right.
I'm assuming he knows something about law.
Right.
So I asked him, did he know anything about law? And he said he did. So I
Mhm.
had this legal brief that I had just done and had it submitted within
Right.
a 6-day period. And
Wow.
I showed it to him. I had him read it. So
Right.
after that, we struck up a conversation. He wanted my number. Look, at that point, I was glad to give it to him. All right.
Now, was he white, black? What was he?
He was black,
Okay.
nice looking, very fresh. He looked like he was in the steam, getting his skin steamed every week.
Oh, okay.
Well, we wound up dating.
Okay.
And you talk about butting heads. Ooh,
Oh,
wee.
God.
I was like, this is, he said to me one night, this is not going to work. I said, I agree with you 100%. Now, we had gone to an event, a family event. He hadn't seen family in years.
Okay.
And his uncles, his brothers, and all these people were there.
Mm-hmm.
And I met all of them. So his brother gave us a ride home.
Right.
And lo and behold, me and the guy broke up.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I had a love for playing chess.
Okay.
I usually play chess every day.
Okay.
Over these last couple of days with all this internet stuff, I haven't
Right.
even done that.
Oh, jeez.
So we had a love of chess, and he had an uncle that loved to play chess, who was kind of in the house, and had recovered from some heart problems.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see, because of my years of working with seniors, I could see he wasn't going to be around long.
Right.
So he used to like for me to come over and play chess with him. So I said, okay, I will.
Mm.
So me and the ex, we still had a communication because of this uncle.
Right.
So one thing led to another, and I wound up talking with his brother. His
Okay.
brother, somebody whom, when I met him, was married and lived far away.
Right.
So we started talking, and at some point, I said to one of my best girlfriends, who happens to be a Leo,
Uh-oh. Not a Leo.
um, I have a feeling that this man likes me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, but no, no. And plus, this is not something I would do anyway.
Right.
That's what I told myself anyhow.
Right.
So I noticed that when he would call and talk, we talk about the ex, we talk about the uncle, but then we start talking politics and this and that and other. And lo and behold, one night we're talking, and he mentioned his favorite woman was Angela Davis.
Really?
And I got quiet as all girl out, girl. I really wanted to, I got quiet as F. And I was like, cannot be. I took the phone and looked at it
Right.
because I've dated many militants. I grew up in a militant era.
Right.
I grew up being recruited by the Black Panthers and said no. So
Right.
that's the era I grew up in.
Right.
And I'm like, he liked Angela Davis. And he was like, yeah, and I got a poster of her on my wall so I can see it every morning.
Oh,
Well,
jeez.
girl, I knew that was a man after my own heart. I was like, stop. So when I told her that, I said, what I'm going to do is next time he calls me, I'm going to talk to him.
Right.
But I'm going to say, it was really nice talking with you. I think you're a wonderful man. I wish I had met you under other circumstances. I even wish I had met you younger.
Right.
And this would have been great. You could have been the father of my kids and all this
Right.
other stuff, right?
Right.
So I had my speech ready.
Okay.
I was ready.
All right.
He calls me and he says, I'm going to have to be honest with you. I said, okay. He says, I have never met a woman that has inspired me so much as you.
Wow.
Ooh, I don't know about that exit speech, but I'm going to try to stick with it, right?
Right.
Girl, by the time that brother finished talking to me, I was like, well, you're not in it by yourself.
Right.
I had to fess up. I said, you're not in it by yourself. I like you too.
Oh.
And he said, but I'm not going to do anything until I come down and talk to my brother.
Right.
And I was like, this is like Prince Charming. Hello. Me? Okay. Come on. Yes, he came down and talked to his brother.
Oh.
He and his brother came over to my house.
Okay.
And they talked to me together.
Okay.
And the brother was like, hey, I kind of knew you and my brother were kind of meant for each other, but I didn't want to say it because there was a lot of things you would be talking about. And I said, damn, that sounds just like him.
So y'all were a match made in heaven. How long did y'all have
I don't know, but it's been a year and a half.
Okay. Oh, this is recent.
Wonderful. Yeah, it's wonderful. I really love this man.
Okay. This is
and if my ex-husband is watching, he's probably saying that damn bitch is lying. Sorry, this is the man I'm talking. It is great. It's a great relationship. He respects me as an artist, which is very difficult sometimes for women.
Yes.
It's not hard for men.
Definitely.
Women will work to no end for a male artist.
Yes.
Men, on the other hand, expecting you to stop, go fix meals and all this other stuff for them. I mean, when you're a parent, you have to do these things.
Right.
But I'm not a parent anymore. My daughter's grown.
Your daughter grown.
I have a grandson, so I can get up when I want and go to sleep when I want. I'm retired. So I figured now that I'm retired, I can really concentrate on what I'm doing. And this man is 100% supportive of me. Wow. He set up a booth for me to vend just about every Sunday.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
He sounds like a keeper, auntie.
You got that right. He's out there vending for me. I've never met a man willing to do that.
Wow.
Right.
Vending for you.
I'm a vendor. I'm a vendor over in Leimert Park, which is a part of Los Angeles.
Yep. So you're out in California, huh?
Yeah.
I think you told me that you're on Pacific time. So
yes. Mm-hmm.
So that's cute. That's super, super cute. So when you were in New York, and did you have a lot of boyfriends? Like, did you have a lot of boyfriends, and how many kids do you have?
I have one daughter, and
Okay.
I've had plenty of boyfriends. That's the only way you learn experience.
Okay, now, see, I heard it here first.
You're
Don't be
not gonna
sitting
learn.
on
You're
no
not
one.
gonna get experience if you don't branch out.
Right.
You're not gonna get experience. Now, some people, if you're married early and you know that that's your one, because you're gonna know
Right.
that because you have a work environment. You go to the store, you meet people all the time. So
Right.
you'll know if that's the one for you because you're gonna still be with them 40 years later. But those 40-year relationships have had their issues too.
Yeah.
And it's not always fidelity. They
Right.
might have other issues, gambling issues. You
Yeah.
know, if a person can't save any money,
You
I
right.
don't care how much money you make.
You right.
It is how much you keep.
Yeah. Come on
Because
now with that wisdom now.
because it's like this. You got 1,000 friends that will borrow from you, right?
Right.
And you got it.
Right.
Out of that 1,000 friends, how many of them can you go to?
Right.
So you got
It,
to have your ass covered.
yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know. We've been talking about that a lot lately on my platform and in my group. Um,
Mm,
about like people who have like these massive amounts of income. To me, like a substantial income each month is
mm,
like $30,000, $40,000. That's a lot of money every
it
month
is.
to me.
It is.
I feel like it's an ungodly amount of money, especially if you are and correct me if I'm wrong, about just in general in our community, especially if you are from the hood and
Mm-hmm,
you never learned like financial literacy, and
mm-hmm.
you can burn through that money like it's like paper, like water, you know.
That
You
is true.
So, I mean, unfortunately, we don't teach a lot of that to our kids, in our community. And so when they get money, and like you said, gambling is a big thing, especially in the Black community. You start out shooting dice, right?
Right.
And and it escalates from there. You start out playing
Mm-hmm.
pity pat. Now I know you know about pity pat.
Oh, yeah. Tongue.
Anytime I ask somebody my age about pity pat, they be like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh my god,
Yeah, pity
you have
pat,
no
tongue. Remember,
culture."
tongue was the big game at one point,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And all them other card games, they all are gambling games. AC Doocy. I
yeah.
got caught up in the AC Doocy ones. Mm, girl. So AC Doocy will make you lose money quick.
I don't know. I think that poker got him beat. Like people be like throwing away tens of thousands of dollars in poker. Like, like on TV, they have like the high claim stakes pokers where the
Right.
guys are sitting there in these tournaments. And I mean, they're like betting massive amounts of money on TV. I
Uh-huh.
couldn't do it.
And so
I
when
couldn't do
people see this on TV, right, then they go to the casino thinking it's the same thing.
it.
And that's why those games are set up that way to make people want to go to the casino and play it. And then
Yeah.
lose all their money. And then they keep losing money. And then keep losing money on top of that money.
Yep.
And then they're
Very.
going in the office and signing over their houses and stuff.
Yeah. Houses,
Mhm.
businesses, kids,
Mhm.
everything,
Mhm.
everything. And it's it's crazy because I think that, see, I don't have kids, right? And
Mhm.
I don't want kids. I
Mhm.
love kids, but other people's kids.
Right. Take it
But
back home.
yeah, I've mentored to so many kids though, like over the years, over my life,
Mhm.
over the course of my life. And it's a common theme in our community. To your point, and what you were saying was, just making poor choices, right? With
Right.
with with our money, which secures our future, right?
Correct.
And
Correct.
so when you grow up to be an older person, a grown person, like you don't understand the value of a dollar, so it's easy for you to trick it up, throw it out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And spin it
And
up
do
and trick it
stupid
up.
stuff. Doing
Yeah.
stupid stuff. We not too far back, just got off the plantation, and now we want to act like the plantation owner. The
Not
best
too
way to
far
be a
back.
plantation owner is to buy a plantation.
Yes.
I have
Yeah.
this saying that I recently printed up. and I'm
Okay.
going to make it into a T-shirt. I've already copywritten it and everything.
All right now.
And
Let
it
me
says the following: NIGGAS
Okay.
until NIGGAS stops being NIGGERS.
Oh,
Don't expect any change.
wow. Listen, sometimes that's deep. You gonna copyright that? Because I think I
It's
might.
already copywritten. I'm just
You,
getting ready. I will be printing out shirts next week.
I don't know. Is that your original? Because some people be having like these
Yes.
sayings, and it be other people sayings. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, oh,
I
wait,
can rattle off 20 a minute probably.
20
No,
a minute.
that's mine. No, I'm tired of this. I am really tired of this bougie attitude that we all
Yeah,
of a sudden have. Oh, I broke a nail.
yeah,
Your
yeah.
ancestors just finished picking cotton. How about
Right,
that?
right.
And
Yes.
now you all, and let me tell you, I am sick of so many black women looking like white black women.
Ooh.
Ain't
What you
nobody
mean?
trying to look like us. I don't see them white
Ooh.
girls trying to wear afros for real. I
Okay.
don't see them doing none of that. But we
Right.
got our wigs parted down the middle
Yeah.
and got this loose curl and
Yeah.
patting our head all damn day like we're nuts because it's itchy.
Not like we nuts. Let these
Look,
young girls know, Auntie, because you know they ain't trying to listen to me because I'm a little too close to their age. But
mhm.
you got that wisdom. Let them know it's not
I'm
cute.
tired of that. We're beautiful.
Yes.
Cleopatra wasn't a white girl, and she's
Okay.
still beautiful. Look how long she's been dead.
That's right. I
Come
mean, we
on now. We got to stop this. They're not trying to look like us. So why are we making it that we want to look like them so much?
come on now.
They
Come on
love
now.
you more when you walk in there with your head up looking proud. And white
Man.
girls get pissed off because look,
Ooh, y'all white people cover y'all ears right now.
it's
This
swinging in
tempo.
the air. It shakes when I walk.
Okay,
They
let
love to have the swinging hair, so do I. And they
them
ain't
know.
got no perm in it.
What you got in your hair now, Sister Locks?
I got sister locks. I did it myself.
Wow, how long have you had them?
I've had them since 2005.
Wow.
Love it. I've cut it. I style it any way I want it. Just think about styling your hair as you normally would.
Right,
That's it.
right,
It's just strands of hair that have been put together to make bigger, small strands.
right, right.
That's it. The
I
tightening up is easy. I love it.
think it
I
looks
wish I had had this happen to me when I was a little girl. And I
yeah,
wish I had done it to my daughter when she was a little girl.
right, right.
Because she had some hair.
She had what happened to I mean,
Well,
anyway,
she permed it, spermed it, whatever, people do. I did it too. I mean, I'm guilty.
not fried dye laid to the side. But you know what?
Uh,
Back in the day,
I did.
yeah. I mean, that was the thing.
Hmm.
Fortunately, so many black people now, there's this whole, cultural movement, this whole heritage movement, black people, really starting to get back to our roots. And you grew
Hmm.
up in that time, right? In the 70s
Yep.
and,
Yep.
the 80s and all that.
Sure did.
Did you join the Black Panthers? Because I heard you mention something about it.
No, I worked at the there was a neighborhood board 3 that was in my neighborhood, and I worked there, and I
Right.
did pamphlets. So somebody from the Panther Party had come by one day, and they
Mm-hmm.
asked me would I like to draw pamphlets for them,
Right.
and I told them no.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. I didn't want to be a part of a gang, and that's what I saw
Oh,
them as. Because I said, if I do something, you're gonna go tell on me.
right.
Nope.
Right.
Mm-mm. No, I
Wow.
love freedom too much.
That's deep. So, okay. So I want to know your perspective. So at the time, you thought the Panthers were a gang?
To me, they were because I
Okay.
know how I don't like belonging to any group where
Yeah.
I know people gonna tell on you, even though they say they won't.
Right. Right.
So that's why I saw them as more of a gang thing. I was
Yeah.
like, no, you're not. I'm not following no orders. No.
I know that's right. I'm the same way. I never joined a sorority.
Mm-mm.
And anytime, undergrad or graduate school, I never joined a sorority because, and sororities are great. So if you're out there, you all already know that I don't make blanket statements across the board. I mean, just for me,
Right.
I'm like you, Auntie. I'm like, I don't take orders. I'm not doing that. No,
Mm.
I
And
give
that
orders. I don't
pledging
take
stuff,
orders.
that pledging stuff, I used to see kids doing it. I'm not doing that.
You ain't doing that.
No, I wasn't doing no that pledging stuff. Mm-mm. Not just to
No,
belong to a group. No, that's okay.
that's good. I'm a party of one.
Right.
So, but you had a little girl, right?
Mm.
And how old were you when you had your daughter?
I was 20 when I had Tae'S.
20. Now, how
Mm-hmm.
do you pronounce her name? Because I know you watched the show, and I know you know.
Everybody gets it wrong. They want to call it Tanisha, all
Yeah,
this other stuff. Her name is Tae'S.
Tanesa.
Mm-hmm.
I would have now. I like to think I have a pretty good command on, of the English language. Tanesa, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you get that name? Like, how did you come up with that?
I was looking up at the sun one morning. It was coming up. I had a really great apartment that had 5 rooms that connected to a roof patio.
Yeah.
And I woke up that morning. I was like, I got to give this baby a name. And I was thinking of names. I had met this girl named Janae. And I liked Janae. And I said, well, no, I don't want it to be Janae. What can I do? And that's how it came about.
Tanesa.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I
And
bet
nobody has it. Other
nobody.
people come close. Tanisha was
Right.
a name that started popping up, but it's not
Yeah.
the same thing.
Tanesa's one of so you just came up with it like that. That's it. I mean, it's a beautiful name. It's
Thank
a
you.
neat name. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you did that. Okay. Yeah,
Well, thank you, sir.
You said I don't follow orders, I don't follow groups. You ain't lying, because that name, baby, that name is an original.
Well, thank you very much. I didn't want it to be Takesha, Tequila,
Yeah.
whatever. I could go on with them. I'm sorry, sisters. I ain't trying to hate on y'all or nothing, but some of them are a little okay. Heart was in the right place.
Your heart was in the right place. I can tell you have a really, really good heart, right? No, for real. I don't say that lightly about, a lot of people. We New Yorkers. You've heard me say it on the show. Look, I'm from New York, and that's it. I don't say anything else after that, because that means so much. You know what I mean? It means we know the bull when we see it. We know a hustler when we see one, a scammer, and a bald-headed scallywag. We know them.
Right. I used to often get the con men used to come up to me because I look so country, I guess.
Right.
Or like unaware, innocent, naive, whatever you want to call it. The famous one was, I got a ball of money and I want you to hold my money for me, but I got to make sure you have money so that you don't have to steal my money.
Yeah.
And my question would always be, well, why would you want to give me your money in the first place? I'm a stranger.
New York got all those scams. I got scammed one time downtown Manhattan, like right across the street from Macy's. There was a guy playing the 3-card Monty. You already know. What it's
okay.
Auntie, I promise to God, that man got my $60. I was a young teen. I was like 17, maybe 18. I was furious. I was pissed. Well, I wanted to fight. But, that's part of growing up in New York. It's like a rite of passage. So my name's Nandy. So, my mom named me Nandy because of, Shaka Zulu, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Shaka's mom name was Nandy.
Right. I love that movie. I love that movie.
You know what? I saw it as a child, and I think it's kind of like a rite of passage in the Black, culture, African American. Let me say that.
Yeah.
To watch like The Color Purple, Roots, all those, women's of Bruce the Place. And I have to tell you something. Even though I've seen Shaka Zulu many times as a child, I watched it again like last year or the year before last. I promise you, it's a whole totally different movie as an adult with the experience that you have watching a movie like that. You get so much more out of it, and it's so profound. So my name's Nandy. Excuse me. I've been up talking, doing all kinds of stuff the last couple of days.
I'm sure you have.
My name's unique. My name's unique. So I can't be out committing crimes. Like
Mm-mm.
I can. I've never been to prison. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Right.
can't be out there on crime sprees because a name like my name is unique, you know.
Yep.
And Tae'S
Yep.
is unique. Tae'S is one of those names too, right?
That's
It's a
right.
very unique name. So if somebody really, you know what I'm saying? Like if you do something, yeah, it's
It's
going to stick.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's going to stick because your name's not Mary. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, right. I love it.
Yeah, so you had her at 20 years old. And did you want more kids? Were you like, I'm one and done? Like, what was that?
I wanted more children, but under the circumstances, it wasn't a good idea.
Okay.
And I say that because I was a single mom. So
Yeah.
no, I didn't want any more. Mm-mm. Being a single mom, no, I was good.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to be a household where your daddy's coming to visit and your
Mhm.
daddy ain't. You know, I've seen that. I grew up
Yes.
in that. So
Yes.
I didn't want that. I
Right.
definitely didn't want that. I
Right.
know a young lady right now. She's got 4 children.
Uh,
One is 10 years older than the other kids,
ooh.
and the other kids are all stepladder kids,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 kids don't have relatives that come by, and then I come by because I'm the cousin of the third child, the fourth
Right.
child,
Right.
and the other kids. It was heartbreaking
Right.
to see those kids interact. I brought a little art project for all of them to do. All of us could do together, including the
Right.
mom.
Right.
And they stayed, they did the art project, but those kids knew that I was really there to see him. I never said
Mm.
anything different to them. I
Right.
never treated any of them any differently.
Right.
Matter of fact, when I left, they all hugged me.
Right.
After the project was finished, they
Right.
disappeared.
Right.
Like they just instinctively knew
They
this
knew.
is not our company. And we need,
Yeah.
that's not the way I roll.
Right.
All the kids really went out with me, and my daughter could tell you that. I used to
Right.
take the neighborhood kids with me,
Wow.
and we'd all go out because they needed to see something beyond the hood.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
was very strict. I was very serious about that.
Right.
Y'all are going to see what's beyond the hood. I had a
Right.
15-passenger van when we lived in the Bronx, and
Right.
I used to take neighborhood kids. I'd tell the parents, make sure they have spending money and lunch.
Right.
But I'm gonna take your kids out so they can get out of this neighborhood, so
Wow.
that they know what's going on beyond this.
Wow. A
Hmm.
15 passenger van, Auntie?
Yep. Until it broke down.
You were serious with that thing, baby.
Oh
Listen.
yeah. Me and a
So,
girlfriend of mine we were actually, my father had told us about a place in New Jersey where we could buy clothes before they turn them into rags.
oh,
So we
okay.
went over there and bought clothes and we steamed them and everything, and we were selling them out of the back of the van.
You in the 16 passenger van with the kids?
Yeah.
The kids was helping you sell the clothes
No,
from
no,
the.
no. My friend, and I hope she's listening. Her name is Denise Saunders. Her and I used to go out and sell clothes on the sidewalk out of the back of the van
Oh my God. Anything.
in the
So you
Bronx, over there near
the Bronx.
Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, I know exactly where that is.
Right, right, right.
Yeah. Damn, that's wild, Auntie. You a wild girl.
Hey,
So
no,
I
I was
mean,
trying.
that's what you do though.
I was an
You know?
enterprising girl
Yes. I
that
love
never
it.
stopped.
You
It's
never
always
stop.
been there. It runs in my family.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of what your family, and I want to approach this carefully and tenderly because that's just how it is. And so you were a single mom. You were 20 years old to a
Mhm.
young girl in the Bronx. Tell me what that was like.
Well, I didn't always live in the Bronx.
Okay.
You know, we lived I never moved like a lot, but in New York and other places, people move every 3 to 4 years or every 2 years.
Yeah. Right.
If I got somewhere, I was there for a number of years, like maybe 5, 6.
Okay.
We had this bad apartment in the Bronx.
Right.
The second time I moved in the Bronx, from upstate,
Right.
Yonkers.
Right.
Um, we moved into a 2-bedroom duplex
Okay,
in the
moving on
Bronx,
up.
in the South Bronx, where Carter did his famous walk on the South Bronx.
Right.
So we lived there, and we had a duplex apartment with a
Okay.
spiral staircase.
Ooh.
hmm
Fan.
And we were interviewed by Peter Jennings on
Okay.
ABC News. He
Yep.
came by
Absolutely. Yep.
because there was an organization that had gutted the building out and rebuilt it and made all these fancy apartments in it.
Right.
So when we left the Bronx,
Right.
it was a 9-room duplex apartment.
Right.
And I had a studio upstairs for cutting fabrics, and I had a dress form, all the stuff that you would need to
Right.
design and make clothing.
Right.
And downstairs, I had a boutique and formal living room, a den, all of that. It was
Right.
nice. And Denise had this huge big room that she wanted to be painted hot pink and white trim.
Oh.
So that's what
Okay.
she had. But she was girly, girly, and I used to be a tomboy.
Right.
So go
Okay.
figure that one.
No, well, the roles done reversed now. You know,
Huh?
you all the roles have reversed now. You know, you all girly with your sister locks and sweet, you know. So,
Well, what happened is when I was 14, this guy thought I was cute.
oh,
And I was like, oh, really?
right.
Really? Oh, well, maybe I am.
Right. My ass is looking kind of perky today. Listen,
Well,
so were you married to her dad? Like
no,
who was he?
no, we were not married.
Okay.
And I'm kind of glad that we weren't married because
Okay.
he really was a piece of work at the time. Now he's a lamb. We
Right.
talk to each other and everything. But
Oh,
back then, nope.
well, I mean, what like he was like a womanizer? Because you know how men are. They get a little, especially if they light skin. Is her dad light skin? Because you know we thought
Very,
she was mixed. He's very
very. Mm,
okay. I think you told me that. I think you said her dad's Tae'S's dad's dad was mixed. Is that
yeah.
right?
Mm,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
All right. So he was mixed. Okay. Because, you know, we didn't know for the longest time. You know, we heard, you know how the internet is. You hear things like, oh, her mother must be Hispanic. Oh, that's her grandma. That's her mother. You know, we just hear so many
Right,
things.
right, right.
You know,
Because the mind, it's called like a synapse, I think it is,
yeah, a
where the
synapse.
where the nerve endings kind of make up the difference.
Yeah.
There are drawings that can be done where your brain picks up the
Right.
rest of it.
Right.
And that often can be done in conversation.
Right.
Certain people
Yes.
have the skill to be able to do that, where they
Yes.
make you fill in the blanks
Right.
because of the stuff they leave out.
Right.
You
Then
see,
yes. That's
and they
exactly right.
and that allows you to fill in the blanks any way you can process it.
Right.
And they choose certain people that they talk to because they already know the outcome,
Right.
because they know the outcome is going to be a certain thing. Oh,
Right.
you poor baby, or did
Right.
that really happen to you? Well, yes, it did. and there you
Right.
go.
Right. You know what? That's exactly right. And you know, just in general, not even specifically like people love to play mind games. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I
Mhm.
am a we're from New York, and you know, we know people when they're playing mind games or when they're
You
trying
learn
to
this early. I don't know. I try to explain it to people and I can't.
yes.
In New York,
Right.
you're on guard, even though you could have a smiley face and look
Right.
like you could walk through tulips. You have learned
Yeah.
how to spot a scam within 50 feet.
Baby, let me tell you, 50, I say 100. I can see
Right,
that
and you
thing
holding
from
on to your purse. You know the deal.
yeah,
You holding on to
absolutely.
your purse. You watching how you walk past this person
Yes.
because you know you got to walk past them. You
Yes.
watching how you walk past them and
Right.
everything.
Right.
Your antennas are already up.
Right.
You're just
Absolutely.
not showing them.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly right. I think that it's New York, like you said, New York's the greatest place on earth. And
Mm-hmm.
part of that is because we grew up around so many people. And I say that all the time here on the, on the platform about the people, that makes New York. It's not New York that makes New York. It's the people,
Yeah,
that makes New York,
you
the
got
different.
that right, girl.
So, so single mom in New York. You said we're super curious about Tay. I mean, we are.
I know.
Not all of us are curious because, like you said, we hear certain things, and we're super curious about you too. Because I thought you were dead. I didn't think you were alive. A lot of people felt that way.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know your mom was still alive. Right?
Mm-hmm.
When I hear grandma as like a African American woman, when someone says my grandma raised me, I'm thinking my mom's mom. That's
Right,
what
right,
that's
right,
the
right, right.
immediate
Okay.
place my mind goes to. My mom's mom.
Right, right, right. Because that's the usual.
That is the usual in our
Mm-hmm.
community, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, man, her mom's mom raised her. Like, where was her mom? So
Right.
there was so much controversy around that. Can you kind of like clear that up? Like, what was going on? Where you were? Were you present in her life? What happened that she would think that you weren't and tell us that you, or allude to the fact that you weren't?
Okay. I raised Tanesa by myself with the help of my village. I sent you
Tell me
I think
that.
a message about that.
Right.
I had a very close number of people
Right.
that were willing to help me with her.
Right.
And they were like, they saw that I was designing clothing and putting money aside.
Right.
I was sending her to private school at first until I could no longer afford it.
Right.
And they saw me, bringing her to school every day and bringing her home every day when there was a school right across the street I could have sent her to.
Right.
All right. So they're seeing me doing all of this and they're like, we need to help you because I was saving money to buy a house in New Jersey.
Right.
So they were helping me, as much as they could.
Right.
And we all together took turns helping her, helping me to help her too.
Sure.
And then my father and my stepmom at the time, who's passed away,
Mm-hmm.
said, "Okay, just let her stay here during the week
Mm-hmm.
and pick her up on the weekends."
Okay.
So I said, "Okay." So that's what we did,
Right.
unless I had a fashion show.
Right.
So as time went along, people don't stay together and stuff. And
Right.
so wife number 3 comes into the picture.
Right.
And she too was willing to help. And
Right.
that's the grandmother that you see. So my
Gotcha.
dad had decided to move. They moved out
Right.
of New York. And
Okay.
so she went with them.
Okay.
And I used to do the same thing, come over on the weekends or bring her home or whatever.
Right.
So it was never like I was never there.
Right.
But
Right.
that's the impression that's
Right.
being said about me.
Sure.
I was raised by my grandmother, but you just left out all them other stories that go with
Right.
it. And
Right.
that's what infuriated me. Like, wait a minute. This lady wasn't the only lady in the picture.
Right.
You
So,
know, my stepmom, who God bless her, rest her soul,
right.
her and my stepbrother Danny were in my daughter's life. He was
Okay.
Uncle Danny.
Right.
Anytime she wanted to act up, what would she do?
Right.
Run in Uncle Danny's room. And he was autistic and
Oh.
strong. So what are we going to do?
Right.
All right.
So how old was she? So this is the autistic uncle that you were talking about when you
Correct.
reached out to me. Okay. So he's your mother's son.
My father's second wife's son.
Okay. Your father's second wife's son. Okay.
My
He's
mom was his first wife. This
okay.
lady was the second wife.
Right.
And who you see in the pictures is the third wife.
The granny is the third wife. Damn, maybe
Yeah.
third time's a charm, who knows? But
Yeah.
so so that's super interesting. That's really cool to hear your perspective on it.
Mhm.
So like I want to be respectful when I say this. Like, why was she over there so much?
Because I was working.
Okay. Okay. That's fair. That's what I thought when I heard you
I
weren't
mean, this is
around.
what we do in the Black community. We took
Yes.
care of each other's children.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
So I'm like, really? Like, what makes you so special that you couldn't be taken care of by family members too?
Absolutely. Absolutely. My
And,
grandmother, my
and
mother's
that's
with me.
all that was going on. It wasn't like, I would move away and be
Yeah.
gone for months. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
You
Definitely.
seeing me every weekend or every other weekend. What's the problem here?
Right. 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 You're right. What
It
kind
was
of work are
more
you?
like, I want your attention all the time. And if I can't have it all the time, then I'm going to create havoc.
Wow. So you were trying to work and save up money to buy a house in Jersey to secure
Correct.
your future with your daughter. I mean, that's
Mhm.
admirable. I mean, why can't people just come out and say that? You know what I mean?
Why
I mean,
why can't kids just chill and
yeah,
work with the parents? Okay.
right.
I'll give you an example.
Yes, please.
I was taking my daughter to see Yogi on Ice.
Okay.
Why is it 2 days before that she thinks she's going to act out and still go? I said, no, you're not going anywhere. So I wound up taking my sister,
Right.
who's
Wow.
only, and that sister's only 6 years younger than me. That's who I took to see Yogi. And I asked her, why did you think I'm supposed to take you places when you
Right.
know you're acting up?
Right.
She said, and she was very honest,
Right.
I want to do what I want to do and worry about the consequences later.
That's what
And I
Tanisha
said, guess
said.
what, sister? Consequences do happen. Your butt ain't going nowhere.
Oh, how old was she like when she started getting, defiant like that?
Huh. Now, she was ideal.
Right.
She was cute as ever. My daughter
Right.
looked like a little walking doll
She's still
with
cute.
dimples. Oh, she had dimples,
Mhm.
a long neck for a little girl. She looked like a little cherub.
Oh.
Yes. She was at the kitchen table. I'll never forget it. In the Bronx, in that 2-bedroom with the spiral staircase.
Mm-hmm.
And she's sitting in the kitchen with her hand under her chin and her
Right.
arm resting on the table like this,
Right. Right.
and looking up thinking. I said, what are you thinking about? She said, I want to be a grown up.
Oh.
I
Okay.
said, you do? Look, she could talk ever since she was 2 years old.
Right.
I said, you do? She says, yeah.
Right.
And I said, why? So I don't have to listen to you. Instead,
How old was she?
girl, I was like, wow.
How old was she when she said that?
Three.
3?
3.
Wow. Okay.
I looked down at her and I sat down at the table, right? I said, well, being a grown up is a lot of responsibility. I
Right.
said, you see how mommy has to come home and cook?
Right.
And I said, mommy has to go shopping. I said,
Right.
mommy has to wash her clothes.
Right.
All this, it's a lot of responsibility.
It's a lot
I
to
know
do.
you're not trying to do that anytime soon.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
thought about it. She said, well, I still want to be a grown up because I still don't want to listen to you.
Wow. Damn.
I thought it was
So,
cute.
I mean, it's cute till they grow up and then they
Ooh,
start, you know what I'm saying? They
that's
carry on. Did I
right.
say word?
Now, like little kids crawl, they crawl in stage and just learn
Yeah.
how to walk up. And then they start pulling open cabinets and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Not sister.
What was she doing?
Mm-mm. I ain't have none of those problems. I could leave a cabinet. I ain't have to put no lock, no turn, nothing, no zip ties, nothing.
Right.
Tanae didn't mess with none of that.
Right.
She waited till she was 4 years old.
Oh.
That's when she started.
What was she doing?
Opening up everything she didn't open before.
I mean, that's normal kid stuff, though. You know how kids
Oh,
are.
but she waited. She didn't
But
do
she
it when
waited.
normal. She didn't wait like little kids do. No, don't do that. Don't open that. She
She
waited
waited.
till she was full. See, where she can get into stuff.
Yeah. What was she like
Mhm.
as like a teenager? Because that's when they really start developing their personality and.
Ooh. Ooh. She was in track.
What do you mean by that?
She used to run track.
Oh, in track. Okay.
She used to run track.
Track. Okay.
Now she seemed to love sport. She had a skateboard, so she was skateboarding, and then she started hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
Some were unsavory. I'll never
Right.
forget this one boy, and I think he got into the habit of just doing it to do it.
Right.
Because I used to run a community center, so there
Right.
was a lot of kids,
Right.
and it got to a point where I couldn't have her come to the program anymore because I would have been fired because
Right.
she was just acting out and stuff. So I was like, okay, well, you can't come. But that
Right.
was probably perfect because that's probably what she wanted anyway.
Right.
So so this one boy, he used to call and he wasn't polite. He would
Okay.
just call and ask for her. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. You again? Click. I would do this to him. I think he actually enjoyed it. So I
Yeah.
said, look, until you start calling here like you have some manners, this is always going to happen.
Right.
And I'm sure if he's listening, you know I must have hung up on you at least 1,000 plus, brother.
That could
Because
have
I
been
was
her
not
husband
happy.
that you was hanging up on. Now, Auntie, come on now.
Oh, I'm like, who? Click.
Yeah, you back in the day, you definitely had to call somebody's house correct, And
You know
boys
it.
who called my house, they had to say, if they didn't say on the phone to my grandmother, "Oh, hi, how are you? Everything's good," make small talk. Is
Right,
Nandy there? Can I speak to Nandy?
right.
Then she
They
give
didn't
me the
have to
phone.
go that far. All they had to do was say, hi, Miss So-and-so, may I
Right,
speak to Nasa? And it would have been
right,
okay. But he gonna
right,
call himself just calling and asking for her.
right,
Really?
right,
No, you gotta do that somewhere else, bro.
right. So was she dating at the time? She said she was, she was you were a tomboy and she was prissy. Like, so did she date a lot as a teenager? Like, you know how boys are, especially up in New York. They real slick with it.
Well, we were living in Virginia at that point. I
Right,
got in a house. I got married and got in a house, and we had moved.
right,
We were no longer in New York.
right. So you weren't in New York. You were in New Jersey. So you did get the
No, no,
house.
no. I got the house, but I got it in Virginia.
Oh,
Oh
nice.
yeah, it was
Okay.
weird. It was like we were looking at another house that they did list as a dollhouse. They really did. And
Okay.
when we got there, we thought the house we saw was like, how could they be calling this a dollhouse, right? This is a nice house. It was a
Right.
yellow brick ranch house. So I was like, wow. We
Right.
knocked on the door and they said, sorry, it's the house next door.
Oh.
House next door. She could have lived in the house and we would have converted the garage.
When you say we got a house, so at this time were you married or are you
Yeah,
talking about you and Ted?
no, I was married.
You was married. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were
And
married.
so we quickly realized we didn't like this house
Right.
because it had land and then there was a plot, like a lot in between, and then a lot on the end belonged to the same property. I was
Right.
like, no, that's too much.
Right.
Why won't the person switch over? And they
Right.
said, no, they won't switch. And I said, there must be some issue going on. No,
Right.
thank you. So we went back to a house that we had seen on the way over to look at this dollhouse.
Right.
And that's the house we wound up with, which is like 500 feet from the waterfront.
Oh, nice. That's
Right.
beautiful.
But it
So
was an
when
old house that was built in 1920. So eventually the house had fallen into disrepair and it needed to
yeah,
be demolished.
yeah. It's a lot of houses up north like that though, 1920s
Right.
and Sears and Roebuck. I don't remember that, but I certainly know all the stories about how you could buy a house and put it together. Da, da, da.
Correct. That was true.
That
They
was true.
send you the blueprints.
Seeing the blueprints.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you have the house and in Virginia, did you send for her? Did you say, all right, well, it's like, where's my daughter? I want my daughter back because now I got the
She
house.
came with us.
She went with you, really?
Yeah.
How old was she about that time?
14.
Okay.
No, she was
14.
13. She was 13 when she came with us.
13. 13.
Uh-huh.
So you, I mean, you, okay. So let me, for the people in the comments, because I did see a couple of comments like, oh, well, she, she was with them a lot of the time. And this is called, ladies and gentlemen.
Stupid. Whoever that is, or whoever those people are, obviously have had both parents in their house their whole
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
They weren't raised by a single parent trying to
Right.
do the best they can.
Yes. Yes.
Trying to
See,
provide. Because I could have let my daughter go to the school across the street.
right.
Right?
Right.
It was just across the street.
Right. But you
No,
weren't home.
I
Yeah.
got up every morning and took her to school until she decided she wanted to go herself.
Nice. Okay.
So whatever stupid people say, they're going to be ignorant anyway. This is what I'm
Right.
talking about.
Right.
People who are ignorant beyond their own experiences.
Right.
And their own experience was whatever that is. That's why they
Whatever that is.
responded the way they responded.
Yeah.
I had a village. I never said I did it all by myself.
Right. That's right.
But nobody's going to sit up here and now try to dictate how much time the person spent here and how much time they spent there.
Yes.
Hell with you.
To hell with you. Yes.
You weren't there. You didn't have to do it. I didn't have to get up and take her to a school downtown somewhere where
Right.
she'd get a better education. I
Right.
could have simply said, go on across the street with the other kids.
Right.
So let's get it on the right track.
Right.
And not get stupid and dumb. And act all bougie and stuff. Like you broke a nail, you got to go run with it.
Easy, New York. Easy now.
I know.
We gotta reel it back sometimes. You know how we get. You beat me right to it too. I was like, well, y'all, y'all talk. You hear what this lady's saying? That's called. And before I could say it, you like stupid. I was going to say the other S word. It's called a sacrifice, right?
You got that right.
With people you trust, and you grind. And if you would have told me, Auntie, that when you found that house in Virginia, that you was like, well, F it, let her stay up there with the, with the grandma.
That would have been different.
That would have been totally different. You'd have been, Auntie, I'd have had some choice words for you on that. But the fact that you actually took your child to live and reside in the place that you was sacrificing having her somewhere else for is extremely different than what we were told was happening.
No, hold on. I want you to hold on just a moment, okay? I'll be right back.
Yes, ma'am. While Auntie is away, you guys chill out in the comments, all right? I see y'all, kind of going back and forth with each other. Let me tell you something about deleting comments on this app. So I'm not streaming from Facebook, as most of you know. So a lot of times when a moderator goes in to delete a comment, because the comments are moving the way that they are on this platform, it's very easy to delete a comment inadvertently, right? So that's what's happening. So y'all just, chill out. Me and Auntie just kicking it and talking and, talking about everything, life, love, and family and everything in between. So welcome back. What you gonna do?
I had to go turn off my soup.
What kind of soup you make?
I'm on the soup diet because I can't figure out, these counting the protein and counting the carbs. Carbs I can kind of count, because it's like 8 cookies equals this. But the gram, usually the protein, when the carbs are high, the protein is like 2%. I'm like, I can't lose no weight with this. So I make soups. Me and my fiance make soups. And that way it's like I know I'm getting enough protein in the soup and I can monitor if I want to eat crackers with it or whatever for the carbs. Yeah. So I had to turn it off.
Auntie, you don't look like you need to lose no weight. Stand up and let the people around the world see how that. Come on now.
We can't do that.
Come on now.
No.
We can see you nice and slim and trim. You
look like that's an illusion. This song is just an illusion.
Look, so y'all moved to Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Tae was 13. You was all booed up and married by that point. Y'all had a nice house and you were doing good. Right?
Yes, I was braiding hair, girl. I could braid hair like nobody's business.
Well, I wish you was close to me. I would
girl,
love to curl my hair.
I would tell, I was so tough and so confident with my hair braiding. I
Yeah.
would tell people, bring me a hairstyle book and
Yeah.
I'll do an adaptation of it in braids, including finger waves.
Oh, finger waves now. Finger waves, scrunches. So you braided Tae's hair? I mean, because
I used to braid her hair like fierce.
uh, them edges
Me,
and
it
all.
was me and one other, I think it was two other hair braiders at the time that were the hair braiders. It
Mm.
was either me or the
In
two, with
Virginia.
one of those two sisters, and that was it. But I was
In
on top
Virginia?
of it.
In
Yep,
all
I
of
used to
Virginia?
braid. Girl, I did. I had this one girl that would come to me to get a style called corkscrews.
Oh
She
yeah, I
would,
know what those are.
oh, I used to make those and make them in a flip. Oh, she used to love me doing her hair. Yeah, she let me do anything. Then I had another one that I would do all kinds of. She had short hair, so I would braid a pixie style and then have finger waves standing up and coming down.
Right.
Tonight knows.
So, yeah, we saw some of her throwback pictures. So, one of the comments she's asked us a couple of times is kind of annoying, because the question has already been answered. So, there's a person called Unique Pinky. I mean, you asked it so many times. I'm going to go ahead and put it up there because clearly you wanted me to see it. Now, Auntie go off on you. That's going to be she going to go off on you because she's already answered this question. But I'm going to address it because you're persistent. It's annoying. Can you ask clearly? Like it's not clear. You're not clear on what's being talked about right now. We've been very clear. Can you ask clearly about if she raised Tae or not? What do you want to say to her about that? She heard
Well, I
us
just
talk
said I
about.
raised her with the village.
Yeah. So
I
I'm
didn't
not
say I raised her 100% by myself as a
right.
single parent. I
Right.
don't see how that's possible unless you got a babysitter or something, or
Yeah.
you're working independently from home.
Right.
So figure it out.
Yeah. I just wanted to address it because she was very persistent and it was very annoying since it's not
No,
clear.
she
All
didn't
right.
have a
Well, I'm
maid.
gonna spend
There
the
was
time.
no
I'm gonna let you
maid.
think about it for a
Let
little
me
bit.
let me let me get your person straight. No, there was no maid at the house that was there until I got home.
Right.
How's that? With your bougie
So
ass.
I understood it. I understood what you were saying. I think some people, they want to hear something straight out, like, "Oh no, I didn't raise her." I
I'm
mean, you
not on.
said that,
I'm not on a trial. I'm not
right?
sitting in the
You're not
courtroom
on
on
trial,
the witness stand where they're
right?
looking for yes or no answers.
Right? Right? That's it. I mean, we're just kicking it, you know.
So if
I'm just
anybody's that
saying.
stupid to be coming out like that, then you need to
Easy
go
New
watch
York,
Judge Judy.
easy New York. Now, Judge Judy, my girl. I
Well, this is not the Judge Judy show.
understand. Listen, easy New York, easy
Mm-hmm.
killer.
All right, all right, all right, all right.
Monique said, Auntie said, with your bougie ass. um, they here for you in these comments. Um, so 13. So did she date a lot? Like, what kind of boy was she dating? Boys and girls? Like, what?
No,
What was
no,
her
no, no,
dating?
no, no, no. The boy,
Oh,
look, look, look.
oh,
We gonna talk about that in a minute too.
okay.
Um, no, she didn't really. There was a little boy that had crushes on her and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I can, at the community center, she had a little boy that had a crush on her, and
Oh,
I guess she had one on him temporarily.
right.
Um,
Temporary.
no, she really didn't. She didn't date a lot. No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Which is, I'm sure you were happy about that because nobody really wants their daughter out there dating these, jokers and such.
Correct. And if she was, she knew which ones not to show me. Let's
Right.
put it like that, because she knew I would tell him real quick. Make
Right.
this your last visit.
You tell the boys that. Oh
I have
my.
no problems telling anybody that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're a straight shooter now. So she
Uh-huh.
got pregnant at 16, I think she said. Is that right?
No, she had a baby at 16. She's the one who's telling that.
Oh, wait, hold up now. So she got pregnant at 15.
Correct.
What was that situation?
Well,
Like,
she had my son at 16, so she's right about that. She did.
yeah, but she got pregnant
Mm-hmm.
at 15. What
Mm-hmm.
How did that happen? Like, was she going steady with the boy? Was it like a situation where she was taken advantage of? Like, how did that happen?
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
mean, can we talk, Auntie? I mean, clearly you must have thought about it. You know, there's no judgment at all because these teenagers gonna
Well,
do whatever
I
they want
don't
to do.
know. I don't know. You're asking me something that I really don't know.
Don't know. So one day she just showed up and was like, I'm pregnant," or did you say, "You're pregnant"? How did that come?
No, no, I said it.
You said it.
Mhm.
You knew it.
I could tell.
You could tell.
But at the point, I had a girlfriend who told me that she didn't know she was pregnant.
Right.
And I think she said she had something happen and found out she was having a baby.
Right.
And I used to laugh at her. Like, girl, please.
Right.
Well, after this experience, I can
Yeah.
definitely tell you that shit is true.
True. Yeah.
My daughter did not look pregnant at
Didn't look
all.
at
Matter of
all.
fact, I was down the street 2 weeks prior to my grandson being born,
Right.
and this woman, whose daughter's hair I was braiding,
Right.
my daughter had come over and said something to me, and the woman saw her.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, she seen me take an infant out of the back seat, and she saw me. She said she saw me over a couple of weeks doing this,
Right.
and she was like, "Well, whose baby is that?" So when
Mm-hmm.
I told her it was my daughter's baby, she told me I was a liar.
Because she didn't look pregnant.
Heck no.
Really?
So he was meant to be here.
Yeah, for sure.
That young man was meant to be here. 100%.
Auntie, I don't want to be disrespectful, but I
Don't
also want to make sure that you get to say what you want to say. And you know how people be getting the comments like, "Oh, afterwards, oh, she ain't know." So I want to make sure that
No, I didn't know. Whoever wants to know, and there are instances like it. So no,
right.
I didn't know.
It can happen. Listen,
It
I
can happen.
understand.
How many fat
Absolutely.
women have wound up having babies and didn't know they were pregnant?
Plenty. Skinny
The
ones
doctor
too.
said the doctor said to us that the way he was angled
Right.
is the reason he didn't look like he was big.
Right.
So he was telling us that there might be some possibilities
Mm-hmm.
of, birth defects and all these other kinds of things
Right.
because of the situation.
Oh, sorry.
And none of that happened, thank God. The Lord looked out for us and for him,
Right.
because what was making it so that he was healthy, it was the fact that I made sure we ate healthy meals every single day.
Right.
You were not going to be living with me eating McDonald's for dinner.
Right.
That
Right.
was never the case. My
So did
daughter
you?
can never tell you that, oh, well, I used to have a lot of fast food. No,
Right.
she did not.
Right.
Because I ate healthy the entire time of my
Right.
life. I've never not ate healthy.
Right.
So that's what made my grandson healthy.
Made him healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want to address one of these comments that somebody made.
All right.
Someone made.
Let
Someone
them,
said,
you know what? Let them throw the comments. Maybe
Oh,
we
no,
should have a
it's not
question
about
and
you.
answer period.
This one's actually not about you though. It's
Okay.
something else. So I seen on another page earlier, Crook Carmen, which would be Carmen, your daughter-in-law, soon to be, kind of threatened Coach Nandy, saying she knows where she lives and trying to
Yep.
stop this interview.
Yep.
Baby, if you know anything about me, okay, if you follow this page, you know that I'm classy, but I will get in that essy. And I have 8 siblings. Most of them are brothers, and I can box like a nigga. Trust me. So please don't play with me. Crook, whoever it is that you got. I'm not saying I could be the dude, but a girl, you gonna have to be real scrappy. And if you gonna have to be real scrappy, let me put it like that. So if you know where I live, you're welcome to come. Because I guarantee you, I definitely carry 2. Definitely. I have heckling Koch, baby, all over the house. So
well, it's
don't
like
take
this with
lightly
me.
to threats like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you already know. You know, you're from New York. So I just wanted to
I've had situations where I've had to protect my daughter in New York, and I'm
right.
telling you, if it wasn't for me I was thin, but I was nothing but muscle.
Right.
I was very thin, but muscle. I wasn't fat and all of that. I was a muscular young woman.
Right.
And I'll never forget one time my adrenaline rush kicked in, and
Right.
I think I almost killed that person.
Right.
Trying to mess with my thought. Oh no, you ain't doing that. And
so
even as an adult, she's run into situations, and
right,
I have stepped in and strong armed the other person.
right. Tay
I
had
had them so scared they wouldn't stay with their mother for 2 weeks.
who ran into situations? Tay
Yeah,
with a man or a woman?
oh man,
Oh, and you strong on them? All right,
you
auntie.
got that right. I called his mother.
So
I said,
so
"You
you
want to keep him? If you want to keep your son, you better
right,
keep your hands off my daughter, cause
right,
I will kill you." And
right,
he knew I was serious.
right.
He left her alone, but she ain't talking about all that though.
She ain't talking about that. I mean, she's not
Mm-mm.
really talking about much. I mean, clearly they were very, you and I know, like they were doing the most before this interview, which is really what caused a lot of the delay, right?
Right.
Not unpreparedness or glitches or any of that. Like they were trying everything in the world to get you to not come on here. And you really just not even like you haven't even said anything crazy. Like you must know
Look,
something crazy the way they were trying to throw money and people at you. It was crazy.
well, I was a little like this morning when I'm listening to this lady talking.
Right.
And she's like, I know you out there listening and talking all stupid and stuff. I would never associate
Right.
her with this successful career
Right.
based on the way she speaks.
Hurts her
And the way
Carmen?
she was, yeah,
Okay.
and the way she was talking to the camera,
Right.
talking of now, I thought I now wrote her back and I said, I find you very contradictory.
Right.
One minute you're talking all this negative stuff about me,
Right.
and then the next minute you're saying you would never say anything about me,
Right.
anything bad about me. So
Right.
I'm like, you must not be listening to yourself
Right.
because I'm listening to this.
Right.
I don't even know this lady. I
Right.
didn't know anything about this lady until the 24th of November.
Carmen of
Right,
November. I mean,
24th of November.
we met
I
her
did
back.
not know anything about any of this.
Okay.
All right. So for her to come out to me the way she did, talking about, I'll offer you, I can pay you more than they can, and something about some $10,000. She'll publicly give me $10,000. I really wanted to say, I really wish I'd known her number and stuff at that time when she was
Right.
talking. And I
Right.
would have said, sweetie, I can go pull it out the bank. I don't need you for
Oh,
it.
hey. All right now.
I'm
You can go
independent.
you can swipe
I
your
don't
card for
need
10
this
grand and it'll
woman.
clear.
Let me get this straight. So I know everybody's listening.
Yes, we
Get
want to
back
hear it.
to her. And if you are listening yourself,
She's listening.
don't insult yourself like that anymore.
Right.
Not everybody's caring about your dollars.
Right.
And my daughter is number one to tell you
Right.
that my mom could give to a rat's butt how
Right.
much money you have. Do
Right.
you realize how much she's walked away from?
Right.
So
Right.
don't come to me acting like you can just throw money at me and all this and all that. Whoever you may be,
Right.
you need to really learn your future wife or wife's mother, her
Right.
real mother.
Right. Right.
Find out what she's really like. I'm
Right.
not about your dollars.
Right. So she said that tonight before the interview
She
is what she
said
said.
that this morning on her video.
Right. Right. Yeah, we heard her say that. Yeah.
Right. She's wearing
Right.
some polo shirt or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what I find so unique about all of this is why would my daughter want to be with a masculine female
Uh-huh.
when her mother's a masculine female?
Right. And she
I
doesn't get
get on
along
the
with you.
phone in the morning. Excuse me, sir. And actually, when I was younger, I used to use it. You
Yeah.
know, oh, don't call my dad. Don't tell my dad, please. Well, give me your phone number. Okay, well, please don't tell my dad. Please speak to
Right.
my mom. And they would always call and say, I want to speak to her father, please. I go, really? Okay. I'm sorry, sir. So I find that unique that she's with
Yeah.
a masculine female woman
Yeah.
and she doesn't get along with me. Something's
Yeah.
wrong with that picture. Okay, let's
So
look at it. There's something
so
strange about that.
yeah, I think so too. I think that I think a lot of things, but I'm not going to say that. So so you helped raise her son, which is amazing because you had a village to help you raise her, right? So it's
Well,
only
I
fair
raised him for 2 years.
for 2 years.
For two
Okay.
years, and then they moved out and moved to Massachusetts.
Okay. What was she doing in those 2 years? Like, is that when the crime
She went into the
started?
military.
Oh, she was in the military.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which branch and for how long? Because I never heard that.
Air Force.
She was, who was? Tae'S?
Yes, she was. That's a very intelligent lady there, see.
She,
She's
she,
not a dummy. That's
she,
another thing that I find disappointing
yeah,
is she's so intelligent. My
yeah,
daughter's brilliant. She's brilliant. But
yeah,
I'm really having an issue, and I know it's my issue. I
yeah,
just want you people to know
sure.
this is my issue. With all of that intellect and sophistication and achieving her goals, because she's very good at that.
Yeah.
I cannot understand why she would throw all of that away
Right.
to do this crap.
Right. What do
With
you mean
this
this
particular individual, because this particular individual is okay, I guess, for some people.
Right.
But I'd want more for her.
Right.
Whether it's
man or woman. Yes.
Same sex or no, whatever. That she would step up to where she really belongs.
Because you feel like Carmen is way beneath what she deserves.
Heck yeah.
Substantially. I mean,
all the way.
All the way. Yeah.
Her daughter's a star. What is she doing with this?
Right.
Somebody who can. I can't believe this woman is behind a spice line. But there are people like that.
Yeah.
And I love it. Right. Because it shows that no matter what your mental capacity might be,
right,
you can achieve greatness.
Right.
And I think her spice line and all that I've read about her in a positive note is fantastic.
Absolutely.
I have nothing but accolades for her. But when it comes to their emotional life,
right,
don't mess with me like that.
Right.
Please, lady. I'm not bothering you. Don't want to bother you. I wish you and my daughter the best. And actually, I think my daughter's the best thing you've had in your life for a minute.
Sure, she did.
Class.
Yeah.
My daughter's class.
Yeah.
So you need to raise up your game, sister.
Right.
So she got you looking good. I got to give it that. My daughter's good at decorating a house.
Yeah.
She can take anybody's house and turn it into a castle.
Okay.
She can take a person and remake them.
Okay.
She took some girl that looked like she belonged to leading the choir to looking like, wow. I said, that's the same girl.
Right.
So lady, you with the best woman you could ever meet.
Oh.
Because you ain't young.
At all.
And my daughter's not young either.
She's not.
And I think they make a great couple. That's for them. It's not for me. That's for them. But my daughter's class stuff. Yeah. She's just acting a fool right now. Yeah, and I hope the Lord reaches in and makes her open her light and really shine and get beyond this bullshit.
Right. So you said, so that's a word there. So let me take a step back. So you moved to Virginia and when we pulled something just about Tae, as we call her, just didn't seem right at the time. Like maybe, like you said, she wasn't being herself, who's, more intelligent than what she's portraying, etc. Maybe she was dumbing herself down, whatever it was. Like people were not very keen on her, right? And so, people started doing their investigations and background checks, and they came up with this long, you've seen it, the background report. You haven't seen it? I'll share it with you once we go off. I probably have some of it on the PowerPoint slide. It's a long criminal past.
Really?
No, I'm being serious, Auntie. Like, don't play. Like, we being for real right now.
No, I didn't know.
You didn't know what?
Know, after Tae'S left home.
At what age? 18?
Yeah, when she left home at 18, she came back.
Let me pull it up.
I did because she moved. She moved and moved to Jacksonville, Florida.
Right.
She had a friend that was moving down there.
Right.
And I said, I think it's a good idea that you go because it gives you a fresh new start.
Right.
So beyond, whatever happened, with me, I don't know all of this other stuff.
Well, this all happened in Virginia.
It did.
So yes, yes, most of it happened in Virginia. There was I just asked somebody to send it to me. We all know, so it's not a secret. Like this has been all over the web, and it's somebody said it was 15 pages. The person who originally pulled it, 15 pages.
15 pages.
Larceny, vehicular man, like attempt to something. I want to get it right because I don't want to get it wrong. Like attempted, was it? Y'all help me in the comments. Put up these charges because it's been so. I mean, we're over it now because we all know about it. It was a lot. It was absolutely a lot, and it all happened in Virginia. And she got sentenced to 12 months in prison in Virginia for larceny. But for whatever reason, the judge gave her, he suspended her sentence, which means, of course, she didn't have to go. She, on papers, probation, whatever, that kind of stuff. But if she would have had another brush with the law, even the traffic ticket, she'd had to do those 12 months sentence that she got for that larceny.
So if it was in Virginia and they let her go like that,
yeah,
it had to do with me.
What do you mean by that?
Because I used to teach an exercise program to seniors.
Right.
And so everybody knew me.
Right.
And so they might have cut her a break because of that.
Right.
Because, it was like, if I got stopped, with a ticket or something, like cops getting ready to write me a ticket. Oh, it's you, the exercise lady. Oh, okay. My mom loves you.
Right.
You're dealing in small town. You're not dealing in a real big city.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
You know how small town is.
That is, you're right. You're absolutely right.
So, a lot of people knew I couldn't even put gas in the gas tank at one point. That's that lady.
Yeah.
So you under the eye like that, you can't do nothing wrong, right?
So that's crazy that you didn't know.
No, I didn't know because I don't keep up with all this stuff, you see. And she and I weren't talking, so I'm not on the internet like this.
Yeah.
You probably won't see me on the internet. Now I'll be on it more, I guess. Yeah. But I'm trying to be on the internet all the time. I can't make nothing on the internet.
I understand you old school and you like to be productive outside of social media.
You got it.
I understand that. That's very admirable because I wish I could be that way. These people be having me working like a hoe in the back of the church on this platform and then want to get mad when the thing don't start on time. But y'all don't know the demons was having their way in the background. That's why we were late. But listen, so why did you and Tay fall out originally? Of course, we heard she's headstrong, teenage girl. And their moms often get into it, but
I won't go into it. But it was the last straw for me, and I was like, I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah,
and it was a situation where it just really disappointed me, like really disappointed me. I'm like, you think like that?
Right.
No. I can't, after all I've been through and stuff with her, because she wasn't easy to raise.
Right.
So, that was like the last straw for me. I was like, that's it. And then it was after that, I became, I guess, kicked to the background.
Right.
I no longer need you now.
So she was 18. She did graduate high school, which is commendable because she did have a young son, right?
But here's the deal. A lot of parents, you got a baby now, you can't go out.
Right.
I didn't do that to her.
Okay.
I let her continue to have her teenage life.
Right.
Because I'm a different parent. I'm from a different, generation.
Absolutely.
The generation before me, she probably would have wound up with like 5 or 6 kids because she would have been home all the time. She would have had to drop out of school.
Yep.
Let's be real. She would have had to drop out of school, stay home, take care of her baby. By her being home, she probably would have had another baby. And then I didn't want all that. So I said, okay, continue to have your life as a teenager.
Right.
But you're going to have to help out.
Right.
Right? So we bought her a car so that she could get back and forth to work and get back to school and everything.
Okay.
We
Okay.
did that for her.
Okay. And she
But to
finished high
hear
school.
her tell it, I didn't do nothing for her. She was
Well,
raised by her grandmother, right?
yeah, yeah, she did.
Okay.
I mean, she did say that. We didn't know you. I mean, we thought she was mixed. We thought she was Latina, Colombian,
Oh,
maybe
she's mixed,
Dominicana.
all right. She's mixed.
I mean, not kind of. You know, her father's father. Oh,
That's
you mean
not
that guy?
exactly what I meant,
That
but
went
it's
right over my
okay.
head. I got you now. I'm picking it up now. All right,
Right.
she's mixed. She's mixed up. Listen, so all right, I get all that. I understand all that. What you alluded to something in the text messages that you sent me, and then you kind of touched on it a little bit just now too, when you were like, something was stolen, and I guess that's what you're probably talking about now. And if you don't want to go into it, I
No,
understand
no,
that too.
no. It wasn't. Well, the last straw was the way she was thinking, her mindset.
Okay,
That
what do you mean?
that was the last straw. Was
Like
the
what?
mindset on
Like
this particular issue, and it's a
oh
big
oh
issue.
oh oh.
And the other night, I was listening to this person who speaks, and I call it the shadow. I call it the shadow radio host because
Okay,
they never show their face. It's always dark.
right,
And they went on to talk about, well, what could it have been? And it sounds like he's doing all these ebonics.
right.
And I don't know what it could have been. What could it have been? Was it a dress or some petty mess?
Yeah.
And then he happened to touch on it. And I
Okay.
was like, well, without him knowing, he
Right.
did touch on it. And
Uh,
it was heartbreaking for me. It
uh,
really was. I was like, she's thinking like that?
right.
Wow. Okay. Well, thanks for letting me know now.
You know, I mean, because I don't want, Tay to have like her own narrative on this and try to downplay it. You don't want to like share what it is.
No, I won't do that to her.
I respect it.
No, because it would be very disruptive. And I'm
Yeah.
not going to do that to her. I'll
I,
savor that.
I
And if
respect.
you're listening or got your people looking, which I'm sure you
She's
do,
looking. Yeah.
I saved you, girl.
Oh, you
Mm-hmm.
saved that ass, huh? It
Okay,
must have been some.
I saved you, girl. I saved you.
That's what she was trying to had all them people calling, texting, blowing up
Oh,
the
it was
phone.
ridiculous.
It
It
was
was
ridiculous.
ridiculous. I got more friends today than I ever had on Facebook. And I got 3,000 plus. And I got more than
3,000.
that after today.
Oh my God.
But girl, I don't know which. Look. I got all these different Facebooks. I want to bring them all together. I know how to do it.
You
So I'm
can
gonna have
do
to have
that.
some young person help me with it.
You can merge the pages. What's your relationship like with your grandson now? Do you talk with him? Is it strange? Like what's that like?
Well, we talk. He's busy.
Okay.
He's doing a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
So we don't get a chance to talk that often. But when we talk, it's good.
Right. Okay. Um so you have a fiance, right?
Yes.
Is there any like big plans to get married soon? Is Tay going to be in the wedding? Is Carmen invited? Is Carmen catering the wedding?
I think you're so cute. When we do it, we probably do the Vegas thing. I mean, Vegas is not that far away. We'll just go there and have a great time,
Yeah.
and probably do a nice reception somewhere at the
Right.
beach.
Right. That sounds cute. Your daughter-in-law, Carmen, she loves Vegas. She can get you a real good deal on one of them slingshots. She take all her women to Vegas and let them ride around in a slingshot, and she be acting like it's her first time she ever did it.
Well, she went with me to Vegas. We'd be at a craps table because there's a formula I can show her, and she win her money instead of losing it.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Good night,
She
Crystal.
would win as
you.
much as she. Here's what I did one time. I mean, when I lived in New York, I used to go to Atlantic City.
Oh yeah.
And one of my uncles, my uncle, boy, he loved himself some horses, him and my dad.
Right.
So I used to go to Atlantic City and I got caught up with the roulette thing.
Okay.
And I used to go down to Atlantic City sometimes when I had free time to myself.
Right.
And just look at the numbers.
Yes.
Look at the numbers and write them down, look and learn them. And I came up with this formula.
Right.
And I went down and I played it and it hit. And I called my uncle. I was like, you won't believe it. It really worked. It really worked. I said, I'm scared. I'm leaving. He said, you done went through all of this and now you want to leave?
Oh God.
You need to go back and sit there and win. And I
Yeah.
did. And I did win. But I
Okay.
got scared because I
Right.
was like, I really wanted this thing, right?
Yeah. I got.
So I decided, I need to leave this alone.
I love
So
it.
recently, I think it was about 4 years ago for a
Mhm.
birthday, I decided
Right.
I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to play this formula.
Right.
So I did, and I won. And I
Mm-hmm.
was observing other players around the room, and I see this white guy, young
Uh-oh.
boy. He was losing money, and he
Right.
kept putting money up, losing it, putting money up, losing it. I
Right.
waited until he had nothing left, pretty much. And I
Right.
walked over to him. I said, look, if you walk over to the empty crap table with me, I'm going to show you something, and you're going to get all of your money back. So he's like, really? I said, yeah. So I went over and I showed him how to do it. So he went in the bathroom. He disappeared for a minute. So I said, oh, God, he could be, casino security, a whole bunch of things. But he
Right.
came back. He
Right.
had looked it up on his phone. And what I thought was something new and original and I
Yeah.
was my idea, no,
No.
he
Bad.
already seen it.
The
So
gig
he
was
decided to try it. We would hit the casino, we'd hit the tables maybe once or twice, move to the next table, hit that, leave the casino, go to the next one. We were on the strip.
right.
He made all of his money back, plus a profit in everything.
Well, you need to teach some of that to your daughter-in-law because she's not good at gambling. I want to address a comment by somebody named Victoria. I can't even pronounce their
Oh
last
Lord,
name.
here goes. Is this the same Victoria that just
No, this
asked
this
something?
no, not at all.
All right.
This is I don't even know her, but she's about to be blocked and
Don't
kicked out.
block her.
I want to escort her out the
Sometimes the
room.
people with the negative opinion
Well,
have
you
a value too.
listen. I agree with that absolutely. I do not block. I tell my moderators, look, don't block people. Delete their comments. Don't block them. Your daughter likes to block though. But this
Oh,
lady's going to
no.
say, get this lady out of here. In the call, she was paid apparently. So who paid her? Carmen? Carmen
who?
tried to pay her. Tell them about that.
Pay who? Pay who?
Paid you.
Oh, because I'm comfortable. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's what
It's
it
not my
is.
first time being interviewed by a person.
We just chilling, having a conversation.
Correct.
She was paid apparently. Like,
oh, wait. I'm an actress too. All you gotta do is look it up. I'm sure these people looked me up today, girl.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
And
Probably.
I know the first thing that came up was IMDb, which stands for International Movie Database.
I'm familiar.
Look it up.
I'm very familiar with it.
Right.
But I just
whoever wrote that comment, they need to look it up too.
Comments like that annoy me. I'm going to tell you why.
Don't get annoyed over it. I wouldn't.
I'm not saying I didn't say mad. I said annoyed. Because a lot of times
don't get annoyed over them. They help make your show interesting, so you got to have them in it too.
It's annoying because I'm going to tell you why. Because people think they be knowing like what's going on behind the scenes. Like I tell these people, I haven't paid you a dime. I've never paid anybody on the show.
Carmen offered me $10,000 not to come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear that. Carmen offered her money not to come on. If Carmen had paid her, she wouldn't even be on the show. And I damn sure didn't pay her. So people just be making up these theories and sitting in their nice, comfortable homes like they could do better. Or like, or that you should be saying things more damaging towards your daughter because you're on this platform. And that's not even why you were invited to the platform. We just want to know more about the kid. That's all.
Right.
And then that's going to be
and sometimes it's good to know the people behind the scenes of that person.
Right.
Because I'm the picture that I got out of it from all the different things that were said and put together and all this and all that.
Right.
I should be on a broom somewhere, riding in, talking about I got a big pot somewhere and I'm going to make some kind of potion and all this other stupid stuff.
Right. So let me address another comment. Well, Nandy, that's me. You told us that she was coming to do what? I told you that I was going to have a conversation with Tae's mom. But y'all want Venom so bad for Tae. I mean, Tae's not my favorite person, but y'all really be wanting, like, y'all really be sitting there like, ooh, what's she gonna say next? Oh, she better kick her back in. Oh, the Gibsons, they ain't really give no tea. Y'all have to understand something. First of all, this platform is credible, right? I don't pay anyone and coerce anyone to say anything. And second of all, I let people tell their truth. It's not what I want to hear. It's not what you want to hear and what you think she should be saying. This lady is sitting here opening up her life to us and sharing her experiences with life and love and her daughter. And if you are not intelligent enough and mature enough to understand and identify and respect that, then you can leave and you will not be getting your $4.99 back. And if you belong to this platform, then you know damn well you owe me more than $4.99 for all the money, time, and expertise I've poured into this platform over the last several weeks. So,
but you know what I find interesting about that is I watched where somebody was paying $24.99 to watch
yes,
my daughter and Carmen in some kind
yes,
of
yes,
engagement party or something like
yes,
that.
absolutely.
I
I
mean,
showed
look how
it.
twisted. Look how twisted that person is thinking. They're willing to pay $24.99 for that, but not $4.99 for wholesome conversation.
That's all it is. It's a
Okay,
wholesome conversation with a little plot twist here and there. But people just be so like really wanting to hear like the worst of the worst about people. Like this is
right,
girls,
right, right,
you know what I'm saying?
right. This is
And
not Jerry Springer.
again, I'm not a Tay fan. You all know this, but this is her mother, and I'm gonna respect the boundaries. And she told me she didn't want to tell me. She saved her ass. You think I'm gonna just keep pressing her until what was it? What? You can't tell us. No, I'm not gonna do that because again, this platform is one of integrity. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I am a professional, even though I talk about juice, gossip, whatever from time to time. I have a certain level of decorum about myself that I
Mm-hmm.
bring to this page. That if you don't like it, then you don't belong on this page because I'm not going to sit here and badger her mom to say something bad about her daughter. She told us things, that we didn't know already. So y'all chill out and stop. Like stop the
And,
foolery.
and this was one of the reasons I agreed to talk with you because I watched your shows and I said I like her. You know, I like where she's coming from, and you're dead on point with what you're saying. So I was just amazed. I was like, I finally met somebody who can see through the veneer.
I saw through. Listen, Tae's not an angel in that. We pulled that report. It was long and extensive, and I understand you don't know
Really?
she was. Yes.
I didn't know
After
anything
the
about
show,
say
I'll send
15 pages.
15
Ooh,
pages. It
that's a
was
lot.
it was grand theft of a car. Um,
What?
Mama, come on now.
I
Can
didn't
we
know
talk?
any of this girl.
Can we? And I believe you. I see your pupils dilated, all that. Listen, I believe you. Like she was an adult. It wasn't like she was your 16-year-old sneaking out the house. Grand theft. What was the other one, y'all? What was attempted manslaughter, something like that, with a car, something like that. I'm paraphrasing, allegedly. I saw the reports. I mean, it was a lot of pages. I had to go and buy an external hard drive to like start saving the report to that device because I didn't have enough internal memory for it. It was a lot. Okay, it was a lot. But do people do stuff when they are younger? That does happen.
Yeah.
Apparently, obviously she went through some other things. So she left Virginia and she moved to Florida and did some stuff down in Florida too. And but she's a nurse now. A nurse is not a small feat. I say that on this platform all the time.
My daughter, she's always been focused.
Mm-hmm.
I remember her at 3 months old, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, about 3 months old.
Right.
Mad as all get out because she couldn't crawl yet. She was determined.
Let me address.
Mm-hmm. She was so focused on nursing. Well, anything she's wanted to do, she's been very focused about it.
Right.
She went to New York, and I don't know why she didn't stay. She went to New York and got modeling jobs back to back to back.
We saw the news. Yeah.
And it was like, she gave it up. I'm like, why would you give up making $60 an hour?
Right.
She was like, no, I'm going to go to school. She was going to go to school for criminal justice.
Right.
I think she should have stayed with that.
She should have stayed with that because that she went down, baby.
You know, so she changed from criminal justice to nursing.
Right.
And she was determined to become that. And she is that. And my whole family is proud of her. My mom wanted to be a nurse.
Right.
So my mom is like all the pieces over her granddaughter
Yeah.
becoming a nurse. And you know, there was such pride. We had such pride in what she was doing. My father's dead. But if he
Right.
were alive, he would be all the pieces. My
Right.
uncle, same thing. We would be all the pieces that this is what she turned out to be.
Right.
Because that's not what we thought was gonna happen. So
Right.
it was just beautiful, and to see on this, it's since the 24th. I've just had spoon after spoon of this,
Right.
and I'm like, how could she shame our family name like this,
Yeah.
doing this kind of stuff when I know, like I've already said, what her gifts are that I've seen,
Shame your family name like what? What do you mean by that?
doing all this buffoonish behavior,
Like what?
the way she's acting with this woman,
Oh, okay.
that's stupid. She's above that.
Well, I mean,
And
she
you know,
seems
it's her life. She's an adult. I know. It's
right.
her life. She's an adult. Blah 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 blah. Got it. I'm
Right.
from the old school. Tyler Perry's Medea,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of that runs in the veins. Okay. I
Mm-hmm.
get it. But my Aunt Polly,
Right.
oh my goodness.
Polly.
Uh,
She
uh,
black.
yeah, Medea is just a figure of black women of the South. That's
Right.
all that is. Because my Aunt Polly had lots of thick white hair. I remember her as a little kid. Thick white hair. And she said, boy, you better get out my way. I'm going to shoot you in your foot.
Right.
If you didn't move, she was shooting you in your foot.
Shooting you in your foot.
So you better be glad that would have been her great, great, great aunt.
Right.
My great, great, great aunt, who was my great aunt, would have come to Texas
Mm-hmm.
and beat my daughter's behind. You don't
Listen.
have the right to act a fool.
Right.
That's what it would have been. You know, them old folks.
Oh
I
yeah.
come from that. She doesn't
Yeah.
have the right to act a fool. Oh, my
Right.
light just went out. She
Uh-uh.
doesn't have the right to act a fool.
They called the public service light company and had your bill cut off too. Your light
Oh,
went out. Lord have
yeah,
mercy.
my
Mm.
no, that light went out.
Well, while you do that and you come back on, I want to
No,
address
I'm on.
something someone else said in the comments about Nandy. Keep it a buck. Don't backpedal, baby. I stand on everything I say, and I say it with my chest. I don't like Tae. All right. How the hell is that backpedaling? That's consistent with what I've always said. But I also say when you all get in the comments and start getting crazy, like, oh, she's not a nurse, she's a janitor, she wears scrubs. And I'm like, no, I looked
Oh
the
no,
girl's
that girl ain't
information up.
nobody's janitor.
She is a nurse, like she's not a janitor. So, like, backpedal about what? I don't backpedal about a damn thing at all. This is a conversation, and y'all just mad because it's not as grimy as you want it to be because you're immature, not very intelligent. This is just two people talking about life. Like, if you came here for something else, then you need to leave and stop complaining in the comments. Like, this is ridiculous.
They'll be okay.
So I want to take some of the questions because we're like getting up there in time. Somebody
Yeah.
well, we already know about her eye color. So
Oh, y'all curious about the eyes?
well, you told us about that.
She got beautiful brown eyes. She wears contacts. I think she looks really pretty in the blue ones. They look gorgeous on her. This new set of contacts look like a green thing with a little pinhole in it. No, I'm not approving of that. It looks silly.
It looks silly.
And nobody in her circle is willing to tell her it looks silly, but it
Yeah.
looks silly. You're 40 something years old.
Yeah.
Now, let's go back to something.
Okay.
Somehow, this birthday message that I had sent her, I don't know when I sent it to her, but at that time, she didn't want anybody to know how old she was.
Right. Oh,
so
okay.
that's why it's written and says 25 plus years.
I picked up on that.
Your host in the shadows.
Right.
He made this comment about oh, that must not be her mother because she don't know how old she is. I know Tay is older than that. And she said I could see her saying 35 plus years, but
Right.
25 plus years. Number one, doesn't know when I wrote it and doesn't know why I wrote it. So
Right.
to you, the shadow host,
Right.
please keep it simple.
I picked up on that, so I thought that was pretty self-explanatory. Someone in the comments, so we're gonna open the forum up for comments. I think you shared a lot. What are you
Okay.
laughing at? Someone will, will be easy. Someone said, Maritza Vargas said, ask Auntie if this is Tae's first lesbian relationship.
Girl, this is all hitting me. That's
Wait a
all I
minute.
can say on it.
What you mean it's all hitting you? You never knew that she was a lesbian?
I wasn't sure, to be honest. I questioned a couple of things
Right.
because I met Kim.
Well, yeah.
And when I met Kim, I picked up this vibe. I didn't know what it was, though.
Okay.
So I didn't know.
Right.
All right. I know I mentioned something to my daughter about her. And she was like, no, she's just a good friend. I said, well, I'm picking up a different energy, but it could be just me. And I let it go with that.
Right.
And then one year she had a birthday party and there were a lot of women there. And there were a few dykish looking women there. But I didn't think nothing of it because, growing up in New York, you have all kinds of friends.
Sure.
So
Exactly.
it didn't dawn on me that it's going to be any different because I probably could have had a party and had some gay men and women at my party.
Right.
So it didn't register to me that there was, more going on.
Right. So you didn't she never brought anybody home like, hey, this is my.
Well, no, I ain't going to go there. I'm just going to say no.
You sound, okay, correct me if I'm wrong because I don't want to be wrong, Auntie. You sound like, are you like opposed to like her being with a woman, with a girl?
I haven't had a chance to think about it.
You haven't had a chance to think about it because you just found out what when Carmen called you and tried to buy you out of this interview?
No. When I started looking at stuff on the 24th
of November. Like
I had gotten a message telling me about it. And so I was like, well, congratulations, I hope that she and her husband, because I was told she got married.
Right.
So I was like, well, I hope she and her husband are happy.
Right.
And the text message came back. You mean you hope her and her wife are happy? And I went, what? Okay. Because my daughter is always one to shock.
Right.
And she loves doing it.
She loves shocking people.
Yeah, you can see there's a picture of her. It's a very tasteful nude, but it's a nude picture nevertheless. And I think she's wearing some boots or something.
Yeah, we've seen it.
It's on the internet. You've seen it. And she's got a bald head or close to a Caesar or something like that.
Yeah, she's to rock that Caesar now.
Right. She was married when she took the picture.
To a man.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm playing damage control because he was pissed. And I'm doing damage control by saying, well, she's the daughter of two creative people.
Right.
Because her father sings like a bird. Beautiful.
Who was pissed?
Her husband.
That pissed about what? That she cut her hair?
About the picture because she didn't ask him. She didn't say didn't include him in it at all. She just took it. And that's a picture that you don't take unless you have a conversation with your spouse first.
Right.
Because look at what he had to go through, the ridicule and all that he had to go through with people seeing it. So I think it would have been more appropriate to say, honey, I would like to take this picture. I know it's provocative, but trust me, you know me, I'm not doing it to be provocative. I just want to do the picture.
Right.
And at least let him know.
Right.
But no, she didn't do it like that. She just went and took it.
Right.
And then it's like, throw it in his face and like, okay, now you have to deal with it.
Right.
Well, I didn't get married for all the thrills of this kind,
Right.
but she
So
likes the shock and awe.
she likes the shock and awe. I
Mm,
mean, so how many husbands has she had? Because you always hear me go over like this list of long ass names. How many do we know? Like, can count that high,
I don't know.
mommy.
I've
I
met
do.
I've met two,
You met Mr. Mobley and who else?
and Mr. Brown.
Okay.
And
Hmm.
as far as the information I got on Thanksgiving Day is that she's married to Carmen,
Who told you that?
a a member, someone whose opinion I really trust, told
Okay.
me that.
And
So I
they
don't think
called
I
you.
don't think they're lying about it.
They called you and said Tay and Carmen got married on on
Well, we had
on
a we
Thanksgiving.
were having a conversation, and I said they let me know. No, it was a text message,
Right.
and I said, well, she's free.
Right.
Finally, if this is
Right.
what it's been, then
Right.
finally she's free.
All those
And
years
I
that it's
said
been. Yeah.
something about, so how do you like this person? You know, I thought it was a man,
Right.
and they wrote me back and said it's her wife, and I went, oh,
You thought
okay,
Carmen was a man when you looked
yeah.
at the picture?
I didn't know the sex of the spouse at the moment, and when I
Carmen.
found out it was a woman,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, well, she's free.
Okay. Somebody said, "Do you know Kim Worthy?" Yes, she knows Kim. She just
Yeah, I
said that.
met Kim a long time
That
ago.
was long
I
ago.
mean, it's almost what 20 years ago. Well, no, it's more than that.
All right. People were asking
I
how
met
many.
I met Kim when my grandson was 4 years old.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
You
Like you
got
said.
that right.
Yeah. Um. So Tay. Okay. So they're married. They're married as of
As far
Thanksgiving.
as as far as the information I got,
Yeah.
yes, they are. And when I looked at their Facebook page, she's wearing a black dress and some stiletto heels that are like a zebra print, and she's got on a black short wig, and she's got her wedding rings on, and it's a wedding picture, and they're on a swing, and Carmen is wearing a nice, this black shirt, black
Yeah.
pants, and nice shoes,
Yeah.
and a zebra print blazer.
Right. Those are their
And
engagement pictures.
well, she's got the ring that Tae'S got on is a wedding ring and a wedding band.
But Tanesa, I've looked at her old pictures, like when she was married to Mr. Mobley, and other. She used to sell fake jewelry. I forget what's the name of it's called. You
Yeah,
know that.
yeah, what's called
And
candy shop jewels.
that right there. And she used to wear a band in a ring all the time, whether she was married or not. So,
Oh,
when we saw her wearing a band in a ring, I mean, Tay just be faking the funk, and she be lying so much, both of them, that we can't ever believe anything they say. They do
well,
stuff for
from
reaction,
from
and then when they get it, they get mad.
okay, well, from this source, supposedly she got married.
And you trust the source?
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Okay. All
Not
right.
unless she's lying to all of them.
Right. I mean, we did see their fake, engagement proposal and such. So it's
And
definitely
and
not.
and they made people pay $24.99 to see that foolishness.
And these jokers in here complaining about $4.99. If you're new to my page, maybe I might understand that because you haven't benefited from the the grunt work
Content.
I put into this page. But it's $4.99, and like you can't even get a movie ticket for that. You can't even go and get a Happy Meal from McDonald's for that. So people just want to complain because that's who they are.
Yeah.
So they got married. Someone said they got married in New York. But they are married at this time. I mean, that would explain a lot because Tay definitely seems like she runs the shit out of Carmen. She seems that, she makes these, somebody was saying, I forget who it was. It was saying something like they were talking to Carmen about a business, decision. And Tay piped right up and was like, well, we'll let you know. We'll get back to you on that. When you start speaking French, we got married now. Okay. So,
Uh-huh.
I thought that was very interesting, but they certainly, you know, yeah, I mean, they certainly have the internet buzzing. People are talking about them. Have you met Carmen at all?
I spoke to Carmen today. That's the
I
first
know about that.
time I have actually had any contact with her was over the phone today.
And what was that conversation like? What was she saying?
What conversation? I hung up on her.
You hung up in her face?
You got that right.
She had somebody call you from 30 years ago. You never spoke to them. Probably was the same lady she asked for $1,000. She had somebody call you and they were saying what? Don't do it. Don't go
Oh
online.
yeah. I mean, not only that, I've had text messages all day. One woman sent me a text message. I sent her. We must have been texting each other back, was instant message or whatever on
Yeah.
Facebook. It went on and on and on and on and on. And I was like, okay, how long do you want to keep going? I can keep
Right.
going too.
What were they saying in the messages?
Basically, don't do it. Don't hate your daughter like this and stuff. Wait a minute. Let's stop all this drama. Ain't nobody hating on nobody. I'm
Right.
just clearing up my name.
Absolutely.
That's all. I am the
Absolutely.
quote unquote abuser.
Right.
No, I was an abused parent.
Right.
This little girl tried to do everything she could to get rid of me because I was a disciplinarian and I ain't kissing up to no little kid.
Right.
And I'm not kissing up to no grown woman either.
So I
But
appreciate that.
see,
So, mhm.
I'm an issue because I'm not a kiss up.
Right. Well, I mean, money can't. She definitely, was making some phone calls, and I'm definitely going to be working with Facebook to see who, tried to hack into or did hack into my account. The rooms. There's another person I just escorted out the room, because she's like, you thought this interview was going to be juicy. Like, you need to go and watch Jerry Springer or some other
More
entertainment, because you're not very cerebral. This is two grown women talking and chopping it up, and that's all I ever said it would be. I never said
right.
go on here and say X, Y, and Z. But these are people who, either they don't follow the page, they belong to another page, and she sends them over here to do X, Y, and Z, Carmen and whoever else, different people.
Well, see,
But
don't
I
send no
appreciate
simple.
the conversation.
You cannot send a simple-minded person to do an intelligent person's job.
This is true.
You can't do that.
You're absolutely right. But I mean, I've certainly enjoyed our conversation. Someone said, "Do you think Tae is a narcissist?"
Figure that one out.
Okay, that's a resounding yes. Why did Carmen think you just wanted money, that she could just buy you out?
Because this is what Carmen is used to doing with people.
Okay.
And this is about, wait a minute, it has nothing to do with money for me. Because I
Right.
run across rich men even now.
Right.
I'm not like be the cutest thing, but I ain't the ugliest thing in the room either.
I know that's right.
So, and I can sing like Tina Turner, so you figure it out. So money's not the issue, but this is what Carmen is used to doing. Is
Yes.
throwing money at people and they
Yes.
go away or act. I'm not a puppet on anybody's string. So it's not gonna work with me. And I don't think she was ready for that.
Right.
Because she thought, oh, okay, well, how much you gonna put in my cash app?
That you were going to say that. Yeah. It was
One thing my daughter can tell you about her mom.
Right.
Her mom is never broke.
I know that's right. Huh. Someone said they find you to be very authentic. Someone said you're very credible. They need to get a life and get more intelligence. Let's see.
And my daughter needs to start showing how smart she really is instead of acting like a fool.
Lorianne, I don't need to act. I don't need to.
No. Go ahead and read her comment too. It's good.
She's talking. Then she's using the viewers to ask the question she really want to ask herself. You definitely don't belong to this page, because I ask anybody anything and I say it with my chest. So you just want to be famous, but now you're famous and you're blocked and removed from the room. So let's see. Someone said, Hey Nandy, I just want to let you know that I appreciate you and your work. And Miss McKinnis, I'm enjoying the conversation. You're so down to earth.
Thank you.
Let's see. I know that's right, Auntie. Some of us are used to money. Let them know now. Gail, she asked, is that other lady Tae'S real grandma? We've covered that even before, Auntie got on. No, she's not.
She was part of my village.
She's part of your. So she was the third wife, and you got close. Were you close?
Correct.
So what's your relationship with
Yeah,
this
we
woman?
were close. We were really close because of my dad.
Okay. So, you did say and went on the record to say that, she likes to meddle in family affairs. So you
Yep.
all aren't on speaking terms, or
Nope.
no?
After I saw what I saw, no.
Which is that thing you couldn't tell me about?
Her acting a fool out in front of some store.
Right. Okay.
Now she
Oh,
knew
you
she
mean
was
the
on
dancing?
camera.
She knew she was on camera. She definitely
And
was
she's
hearing
been on
about
probably been on camera on other occasions. I just haven't seen them all. But I've heard she's been in other videos.
it. Right.
So she knows what the heck's going on.
Absolutely,
And
100%.
she's a part of it. And I'm
Absolutely.
looking at her, and so I know my folks grew up being sharecroppers and all of this. And they didn't go through all of this for my daughter to be acting a fool.
Absolutely.
No, no, and no.
No, no, and no. Someone said, Tay said that if you pay, well, Carmen actually went on record yesterday, ranting and raving, trying to get ahead of this interview, because she thought something like earth shattering, which is whatever you're not telling us. They were thinking that you were going to tell whatever that is. So Kelly Wilmer said, she said that Tate said if she paid you, you're going to keep wanting more money. She did say that. She went on record.
Yeah, I remember somebody saying that. They wrote it into Carmen's page this morning.
Right.
So I don't know who's supposed to be asking for money, but I ain't asking a woman for a damn dime. She's the one who offered it, and I still haven't given her an answer. I don't want it.
Well, you can tell her.
I don't need this woman's money. Are you kidding me?
Go get it after this interview. Tell it, you know what? I thought about it. Go ahead and send it over once you get off this live.
No.
Someone said Tay's mom is dope. Black Butterfly wanted to know with a fire thing after Black Butterfly wanted to know, when was the last time you spoke with your daughter?
She tried calling me today.
Tay did.
Mm-hmm.
Did you answer? So you didn't answer. You said try.
I answered it. I answered it.
You answered
and
it.
every time she came all stupid, I hung up on her too.
What was she saying?
I didn't give her a chance because she didn't say what she needed to say.
Okay. Well, she said hello, and then what else? That's it? You just got her?
No, she was like, I don't... whatever she was getting ready to say, I could click. Okay. I think she was trying to say something about I don't understand. No, what she was supposed to be saying is, Mom, I really apologize. I'm sorry I painted you a certain way that you're not. Right. I know you're not. I'm just acting out, or whatever she wanted to say.
Right.
But she refuses to apologize.
Right.
Refuses. We'll come up with 50 reasons why. And then she had, I'll never forget when we first started not speaking. She had some girl call me from Atlanta. Right. I don't know the girl's name. I don't remember it. Well, Tay said she misses her mom. But you said, because and I'll say it again. When she disappointed me like she did, and it was like somebody had stabbed me in my heart. Right. I said, if I known you were going to treat me like this, I would have aborted you. Right. See, now hear the deal. If I had have known you were going to treat me like this, I would have aborted you.
When did you tell her that?
I told her that when this thing went down between us.
Okay.
Now, she told the girl that part of it, but she didn't tell the girl why I said it.
And what she did.
Right.
Right.
And this is missing from a lot of these conversations.
Yes.
She's busy telling y'all on a soapbox how she was abused and all this crap.
Right.
But she's not saying what she did to maybe even cause the abuse, which I don't remember any abuse. How can I be abusing her when I'm sitting downstairs in the living room window with my arms crossed and she's upstairs in the bedroom screaming that I'm hitting her?
Really?
Now, what kind of abuse would you call that?
What was she do? Why was she doing that? Was she trying to get her way about something? And
Correct.
okay, so she couldn't have whatever it was, and she went upstairs screaming bloody murder. That get off me!
Girl,
You're hitting me.
I had to go downstairs and sit in the window. I said, I know how to fix this.
Did the authorities come? Were you arrested?
No, no,
Okay,
there are no records of abuse nowhere.
but
There's
you
nobody to collaborate this abuse story but one person. And they have something to gain from it. So,
hmm.
and you see them in the videos.
Oh, grandma. But you
They're the
did.
ones getting the Gucci purses and all this other
I
dumb
see
stuff.
Carmen.
And they don't speak up.
Right,
They simply go along.
right. Carmen definitely was tricking up that money in New York City. I mean, yikes. Let's see.
Mm-hmm. And as long as she can get what she can get out the deal,
Right.
she's gonna be around and hang out too.
Yeah.
So she gets the grandmother spotlight. You kind of get it. The
Right.
grandmother's the sidekick.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said, has Tay ever taken you on any of her international trips?
Nope. I tried to go with her to Africa, had passport, money, all of that. She didn't have to pay for me.
Yeah. What happened?
Nope. Never happened.
What happened?
She canceled the trip or said something about the girl had changed her mind. She wasn't going to get married in Africa. She was going to get married here and all this other stuff.
Interesting. That was a good question though. Someone said, ask if Tay is after Carmen's money. That's a good one.
I don't think so. I don't think Carmen's got the money that she's talking like she does.
I don't think Carmen has the money, and we all know that now. But at the time that Tay went over to wherever they were in Texas, and that little black dress, she, in my mind, she thought Carmen had the money that we used to think she had.
No, I don't think Carmen's got money, because if she had money, she would have had a moving truck pull up to her house, pack every damn thing. She would have got on a plane and went down to Texas.
Listen, I'm saying that I think that Tay went into it thinking that she was about to get her a sugar daddy, and that didn't happen. And then now, everything.
I'm not sure. They seem like they're well suited for each other. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the dollar bills necessarily played into that.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I see the interaction between them, I go against what other people are saying. They don't see the love. They don't see the this. And I see all of that. I see Carmen as being a perfect match for her.
Right.
I absolutely do.
I see them being a match in that they're both manipulative people. Right.
Could be. Whatever that chemistry is between the couple, I see chemistry between them. I do.
I don't see any sexual
even chemistry. Though I'm not into kissing women, it's just not my thing. I kiss women all the time, but it's not with a sexual, there's no sexual attachment to the kiss.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm a fashion designer. I design clothes for women, so I'm around women all the time.
Right.
But the interaction I see between the two of them, I say they're going to be together a long time. Right. And I don't think it has anything to do with money.
Right.
Which surprises me.
Right.
But I don't see it being about hypergamy. I don't see this as a hypergamous relationship.
I don't see it as a sustainable long-term relationship at all.
I do. I think they will come up with ways to stay together.
Why do you think that?
The chemistry.
What kind of chemistry? Because I and no one else can see any kind of physical or sexual chemistry.
I'm looking at the pictures between them and stuff. I just feel, and listening to her today, I feel she's in this for the long haul by any means necessary. She's going to make sure that my daughter's life is comfortable. I do believe that.
Wow.
And I'm not easy to convince with this.
Hmm.
But I do feel that Carmen's going to look out for her
Right.
because
Um,
Carmen wants to be more man than a man.
oh. Now, let me see. I do believe, how is it rude to ask like what your age range is?
Oh, I'm 67.
Okay, so you're 67. So you come from a totally different school of thought about these things, you know?
Yep.
It was very taboo for, a man to be with a man, a woman to be with a woman back
Yeah,
in your
that's
day,
right.
Y'all were
But
very traditional, and men and women, things have changed very
very
much.
much. But living in New York, you get exposed to that stuff
Oh yes,
way
absolutely,
ahead of everyone else.
definitely. So how did you live in New York and get exposed and you still seem like intolerant to it though?
Um, I'm not that I'm intolerant to it. No,
You
that's
don't
not it
you
at
don't like,
all.
well, not intolerant, but you
It's
don't
just
like
not
it.
something that I'm into.
Right. I understand.
And that's pretty much it. I'm not into it.
Right.
But, I look at love like this. You got to find love where you can find it. And that might be international relationships,
Yeah.
interethnic relationships, uh, color different relationships,
Hmm.
whatever makes you happy, whatever gives you that glow, that extra thing
Sure.
when you're with someone else. Because you
Right.
got to be a whole person yourself too.
Right.
But when you meet that other half, as they say, or whatever that is, nothing can get in the way of that.
I
And
agree.
and it's all kinds of relationships. Like me and my uncle, they say I was crazy about him from the time that I was in a crib.
Wow.
They say every time he would come to the crib, I would just be jumping and bubbles and kicks and all this other stuff.
Right.
So sometimes these things do happen in life. And I had a roommate once who told me that his parents were both married to other people
Wow.
and got a divorce and got married and had him and his brother.
Right.
And when I met these people, I would have thought they just met not too long ago.
Wow.
There was just that love, that bond. And sometimes you see there's a glow about these people.
Right.
And that's, to be honest with you, that's what I picked up
Yeah.
when I looked at the pictures between my daughter and Carmen.
Well, you're the only one who see it. I hate to tell you because none of us see a connection between them. We see
Mm,
what we see is they have things in common, like they both are hustlers. You know what I'm saying? Whatever
yeah.
that may mean. They're both hustlers. They both are they're using one another. Carmen's using her because in Carmen's mind, your daughter's, the shit in her mind.
Hmm. Hmm.
And Tay knows that she doesn't have to go back to work. She can stay with her because she knows that Carmen thinks that she's a shit. And so she's finessing the situation.
So what she
And
needs to do is be the shit.
well, I mean, you
If
got
she's gonna play the game, you got to be it. Otherwise, you're gonna be off that train quick.
right, right.
You see,
Someone says she looks just like her mom.
really.
Let's see. Someone said no chemistry that I see, but maybe that's just Tay. So tell us, if you will, about your like clothing line and your art and stuff.
Well, my clothing, I've kind of put that to the side because when COVID happened,
Mm-hmm.
we had a lot of downtime, couldn't go nowhere and all that kind of thing.
Right.
So I had this passion that probably goes back to junior high school
Mm-hmm.
of making sculpture. I've always wanted to do sculpture, but don't have the skills and torch and bronze and all. That's not me.
Right.
So I had taken a class at a place called Chaos Network over
Right.
in Leimert Park. And it accumulates in a parade called the Day of the Ancestors. So
Right.
one year I went over in between working jobs and stuff and took this class that was every Saturday.
Right.
And the whole class is to make a mask, an African mask,
Right.
and wear it in the parade.
Right.
I walk in, I get this clay, and I just started humming, and out of it came this face. And I went back maybe 2 weeks later and did the process, and I loved it. I
Right.
went, oh. So when COVID came, I had all this free time. I said, "Oh, there was an artist call for Newport Beach, and
Okay.
I entered it, and I didn't have anything, so I got to come up with something. So
Right.
I made a paper mache mask,
Mm-hmm.
and I got my rejection letter, but I knew I was on the right list
Right.
for other future opportunities.
Right.
So then I made another mask,
Mm-hmm.
and then I made a third mask, and the third mask was more um it was more detailed, and it had a disc in the lip and all this stuff.
Hmm.
So an artist call came for LA, and it's called Destination Crenshaw. I want
Right.
everybody to look it up. It's fabulous. It's an outdoor art exhibit of nothing but local Black artists.
Wow.
And it's going to be fabulous. It's 1.3 miles of nothing but outdoor art dedicated to Black culture.
Wow.
So they had an artist call for a construction fence banners that they were doing.
Right.
So I have to be honest with you, Nandy. I have filled out the application. I was like, I gotta have all these damn credentials. I'm an artist.
Right.
Hell with all this.
You
I'm
know.
sending it in. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't.
Right.
So a couple of months went by, and I got this email saying, "We've considered your work for this banner. Could
Right.
you please just fill in some details?" And I was like, I can't believe this.
Wow.
And next thing I know, I get an acceptance letter. They said, we're going to pay you this amount before we hang it up, and we're going to pay you another amount once we do.
Oh,
I
okay.
was like, oh, it's like that?
I bet.
Girl, I ain't never looked back, because I'm telling you, these young people, y'all have got it going on.
Yeah.
I still got banners hanging up when they took a lot of other banners down.
Right.
Mine is still up.
Right.
They had me in the Getty Museum's 25th anniversary community art thing.
Right.
We have a new mayor here who's a female. Well, she goes way back.
Where are you?
I'm in LA.
LA. Okay.
She started a community coalition group.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were doing a celebration of the LA uprising.
Right.
So they gave me money for my things to be on display for 2 weeks.
Oh wow. That's
And
big.
the city of Los Angeles Department of Cultural Affairs, I'm in the brochure every year for Black Heritage Month.
Wow.
And this will be going on my 4th year with them.
Okay.
So it's just been the paper mache art
Yeah.
has turned into all these other opportunities. I just submitted a bird, I call it a bird apartment complex.
Mm-hmm.
I called it Bird Lofts and Apartments. And I entered it for Newport Beach once again. So hopefully this time I might get in.
Hopefully you do. Someone wanted to know. I mean, it's a little messy. It's definitely not in the same realm of what we're talking about. Like y'all trying to take me 10 steps back to ask this like messy question right here.
Go
I
ahead.
don't even know if I should even ask it. It's kind of crazy. I'm not. But someone does want to know, is Tay from Jersey City, St.
No,
High School? Okay.
no, she's from New York.
Very intelligent mom. It's the third grandmother that's from Jersey.
Correct.
Let's see. Lots of comments about how nice you look.
This is work, okay? I'm like the kitchen scientist.
Right. The kitchen.
I've got all kinds of skin concoctions. I'm telling you. And they work. They work.
Listen, so do you think I want to kind of wrap it up, and I know you're tired, and I've been like running on E for days. Do you think that you'll ever get to a point where, I mean, she's your daughter and I get it, but you think you'll ever get to a point where you'll accept Tay, accept Carmen, accept their union, and be in a happy, healthy space with them? Especially,
well, I already accept Carmen.
Mm-hmm.
because I see the glow in my daughter's face.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they're going to be together for a while.
Forever?
Life takes different turns at different times.
Okay.
But until that happens,
Yeah.
they're gonna be hugged up in the bed together. Trust me.
Well, long as Carmen's spending that money, okay, Tay's gonna be booed up with her, okay, because Carmen really, what more does she have to offer? She's lost everything, you know.
Really?
And Tay likes, she, like you said, she likes nice things. She wants her red bottoms and her Louboutin, well, red bottoms are Louboutins, but
You,
her
you know,
Louboutin bags.
Mandy. I want to inject something.
Sure.
I was thinking today. I said, well, maybe I did the wrong thing by introducing her to all this grandeur of New York.
Yes.
We were going to the restaurants. I would take my neighbors' daughters too, though.
Right.
I would take them to fancy places where, you got the waiter standing there to put bread on your plate and linen, tablecloths, and you got 3 forks on the right and 3 spoons on the left,
Right.
that kind of stuff. I used to take them to these things. That woman never gave me a dime, and I never asked her for it because I felt it good to not only introduce my daughter to these things,
Right.
but also to my neighbor's children,
Right.
introduce them as well.
Right.
So I look back and I said, well, maybe I did the wrong thing by doing that because maybe I gave her a false sense of what life is about.
Right.
And that
I
could have,
mean,
so maybe she needed to see the hard part.
right.
And maybe this would be different.
Right. I understand. I can see how you would feel that way too. I mean,
Hmm.
we don't know what we don't know, right? And
Right.
people aren't always very forthcoming about what they do know, and etc. Do you have a social media page that we can follow? And
Girl, I think it's all over the place now.
yeah, they've been
It's
sharing
just,
it.
it's just Fleece McInnes on Facebook. And there's so many of them. I got to try to figure out how to put them all together.
You can easily do it. You just go into
Okay.
settings and click the page merge and whatever.
Oh, okay.
You can't
And
figure it
then
out.
on Instagram, what happened was,
Mhm.
I was inspired by Christy Brinkley.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, damn, she looks good to be almost 70 years old, right? So
Yep.
I said, I'm going to do that too. So I bought this white hair and it looks fabulous on me. I love
It
it.
does.
So anyway, I took a picture and I wasn't even looking in the camera, okay? I'm
Yes.
not even looking at the camera. And I've got guys 46 wanting to take me out on a date. I think it's funny. It's all get out.
Right.
But it's called Pasha Divine.
It's super cute.
Thanks.
What's called Pashi and Divine?
Pasha Divine is my Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. Okay, spell it for me if you don't mind.
P
POSHI.
O POSHIADIVINE.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't have never got that. I mean, the Pashi part, I wouldn't have got that. So this is Mama Felice's auntie's Instagram page is Pashia Divine. Listen, we have a small business spotlight section, and we're doing something this weekend, but then I'm not going to do it again until after the holidays because it's holiday time. But I would love for you to come on and co-host one day and do, participate in the small business spotlight to talk about your business and showcase your pieces. I know you weren't here for just that tonight, right? But I would love to make time, appropriate time for you to come on and to do that and share your talent and your skills with everyone, because I mean, you're a very interesting person.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you young folks. Y'all got it going on.
I'm not that young, but
Yeah, well, I'll share one beauty thing with you, and it's great for wrinkles and all that stuff because we get wrinkles too.
okay.
You take like the egg white
Yes.
and take a 1,000 milligram vitamin C caplet.
Okay.
Let it dissolve in it, and put that on your face at night and wash it off in the morning.
Mm.
It will tighten up some skin, girl. I'm telling you.
Well, I'm not there yet, but I will keep that in mind.
Well, all right, for all of you who are listening, who are at that point, do it.
Look, Lorinda, she already answered the question about her grandson. She talks to him, etc. Right? They want to know what I've asked that question. People come in at different points during the interview, and that's okay. I understand that, but a lot of this stuff has already been covered. Is there anything that you want to say to? We call it Cook the Crook. Carmen. You want to say anything to Cook the Crook? You want to say anything to your daughter? I mean, clearly, I know they're watching, and
Mm-hmm. Well, number one, I wish them the best.
Okay.
Make your relationship strong, and sometimes turn your camera off so people are not always up in your business.
Right.
Don't make it where they're seeing you get out of bed
Right.
and all of it. They don't need to see all of your life. Let them see some of it. Okay, I get it. But they don't need to see every damn thing. And they don't need to be a part of everything. And stop getting on the camera doing this crying act.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. And Tae'S, you're too intelligent. You're too smart. You got a lot going for you.
Right.
Don't blow it on foolishness.
Somebody want to know how much I gave you for this interview.
0. I don't think they get it. If I turned down $10,000,
what the hell? Whatever I was going to, I could give her for this interview. I mean, it was $5. Y'all paid and bitched and moaned about that most of the time. Not all of you. The majority of you understood the value of this, this conversation. And, you also are the same ones who understand the value in a lot of things that we do on this platform. But some people just have that poverty mindset where they can't get out of, they can't see past they can't see the forest for the trees at all. So.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. They have value. They have opinion. It just can't be expressed everywhere they want to, but it's okay.
Yep. Well, I definitely appreciate your time, Keisha. Your mama. Yeah, I do say that on this channel. I definitely get petty too. Somebody you ain't saying anything. Some of these people just gutter.
What it is. This is not a Jerry.
They want people to get down in the gutter with them. So
right, but this is not a Jerry Springer show. If it had been a Jerry Springer show, I would have never come on here.
I mean, clearly you could have went anywhere you wanted to. I didn't reach out to you. You reached out to me first. So
correct.
Just let the record reflect. If I paid her, that would have meant that I pursued her, reached out to her. She found me and reached out to me. So
that's
the rest
right.
of this is my auntie now. But someone said, I'm glad that you didn't throw your daughter under the bus. That's not this kind of campaign. Like people they grow up in mess. They grow up around mess. They hood, they ghetto. Now I'm from the hood too. So don't get me wrong.
I'll put it like this. I lived in the hood. I lived in the hood, but I'm not from the hood.
You're not of the hood.
That's right.
Right.
I lived in it, but I'm not of it.
Correct.
And that's the way I raised her.
Yes.
I mean, who's got a 9-room duplex apartment in the Bronx? The South Bronx.
I mean, I was impressed. Somebody said that all those stairs that was in the house, that's probably why she likes stairs, because she has like 5. Have you seen her house or her condo?
I've never been there, no.
No, I mean, but like she's always in it.
No, like I told you, I'm not on social media like that, so I don't know what it looks like.
Fair enough. All right. Well, listen, this has been an amazing sit down. I absolutely appreciate, your candor. I appreciate your restraint also, right? It takes a great deal of restraint to know someone did something to you like terribly wrong and you didn't share it with us. You didn't break that. So I appreciate you could have said so much more too. You gave us just enough. You confirmed, you cleared up a lot of things that we didn't know about, and put a face to it, right? It's one thing,
right? Because these are things that are already public. It's not like I brought up something new.
Well, a lot of it, we didn't know. Like we didn't know, about you working and her living, part time. We also didn't know that she snuck and got pregnant, and we also didn't know you didn't know about her lengthy criminal past. Like it's a lot of things that came out that we didn't know or you didn't know.
I didn't know either.
And that's the point of the interview. Someone said, what's your Facebook page again?
It's Felice McInnes.
Yeah, it's her name. Feliz. Why do people call you Felicia?
because that used to be my name.
You changed it.
Hmm.
Why? Was it during like the movement or
Uh, I changed it because I like Felice better.
really? Okay.
Yeah, it was quicker, easier. It was just an easier name to deal with.
And Felicia? Felice?
Cause they always get it wrong. They be calling me Felifa and every Felita. I was like, okay, I know how to do this. And
How
then I
old?
met this woman. What really got it going? Because I used to use it in art, but
Right.
what really got it going was I met this woman by the name of Felita on set,
Okay.
and it was like, oh boy, Felicia, Felita. Oh, okay, I got this. Just make it Felice. We got it.
That's funny. A couple of quick more. Someone wanted to know if you could sing us out, and then someone asked, Christina, she wasn't truthful. Go back to the hood, ma'am. Stay there. Don't come out because that's all y'all want. Y'all want hood news. This is not the time to be trying to get her to drag somebody in the gutter. She said all she's going to say, and for you to comment, she's not being truthful. Like, come on.
What was I not truthful about? Let's
This
ask
is just
them
the
the
kind of
question.
mentality people
What
like
was
her
I not to that person? What was it that I was not
She
truthful
can't hear
about?
you because she's blocked and removed. All
Oh,
right. So she can't even hear you. It's just ridiculous. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all have some decency. Like this lady came on here free of charge to like kick it with us. That's all she came here to do. She didn't come here to read you the damn, long list of her charges and make fun of them. And like, no, that's not what it was about. So grow up.
okay.
They want to know if you could sing us out.
Can I do what?
Can you sing us out? Can you sing to
Sing
us?
you out.
Start to,
Oh
yeah.
God. This reminds me of something. I hate to tell this story, but I got to. My
Okay.
daughter might be upset with me because I had met. So I used to work in this. Um. It was a child. What was it? What was it? It was a birth control place,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to wear my hair kind of out real big.
Right.
And these girls walked into the office one day. They're like, "You look just like Shaka Khan." I'm like, "Who's that? Who's
Who is
Shaka
that?
Khan?" So I decided I'm gonna go to the record store and see. And when I looked, I went, "Oh my God! If we look so much, we don't look nothing alike now. I got ugly. She's still cute." So I,
No.
I, I was like, I was like, "Oh, I gotta sing like this lady." So I used to blackmail Tanasa by telling her, "I'll let you go outside, but I need you to sing background for me."
Well, we never heard Tay sing at all, but we would love to hear, a little bit from you. That'd be awesome.
Well, no.
With that.
Well, I used to do a Tina Turner impersonation. So,
Okay.
what song of Tina's would you like to hear with my rusty voice?
I know my voice is like, what song you all asked? Somebody said Sugar.
I
You
don't know
all,
why they asked me to sing. Why they wanted me to sing?
let's see. Someone said take your phone off of do not disturb. Like why would you even ask her to do that?
Why would I do that?
I mean, some of these people, they don't even
Well,
know.
if that's supposed to be insulting, and sorry, it ain't working.
Let me block this person because
No,
he's
no, no, don't do that. Don't do
oh, I'm
that.
definitely gonna block him.
Oh,
Because he asked it like 15 times and I kept ignoring it. Take your phone off, do not disturb. Like, why?
what? You should take your phone off, do not
For
disturb, or
you
me?
to take yours off and do not disturb.
Why? He plans on calling me?
Yeah, he wants Crook to cook the coin.
No,
Someone
no, no.
said,
That's a song I'll sing. Call me when you need someone to talk to. Call me. Satisfaction's guaranteed.
guarantee. Listen, Auntie Felice, it has been an absolute pleasure. I enjoyed just sitting down with you and having a casual conversation. You held on to one thing, and I understand that sometimes we have to keep something sacred for ourselves in
That's
every area
right.
of life. So
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you being candid. I appreciate your humor, your quick wit, and your intellect. Very much so. I'm sorry, we got our rooms hacked and all the stuff that they were trying to do before we got on the live.
Mm-hmm.
That's a major deterrent too. But I appreciate your patience and thank you so much on behalf of myself and the teammates on my platform. We really appreciate your time today.
And thank you so much, Nandy, for having a voice and
Yes.
being honest and really being able to cut through a lot of minutia.
Right.
I appreciate that from you. I appreciate you giving me these moments to talk. And I look forward to talking to your audience again. And thank you all so much for listening.
All right. Thank you guys for joining, for engaging, for asking questions, the good, the bad, and the dumb. We appreciate all of them. All right. You guys have a good night. My night crew, it's 2:00 in the morning. I'm probably going to get off and get back on with a few of you in a little bit, and we'll chop it up. Thank you so much, Auntie. It was a
All
pleasure.
right.
Please stay in touch. I definitely
will.
you are incredible. Thank you so much for your time. Take care. Have a good
Thank
night.
you. All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks everyone for joining and watching. I appreciate you as well. Bye.